Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome to a twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn live stream on twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn. This is Subnautica. It's back there. Hello, how you doing? Welcome the 14th Dr. Cavoodle. It's a secret every pony, a guy called Pie, and Noah Craw. Spoiler deflector shields to maximum. Please don't ruin some... Shut up. The game is... There's game audio now. Thank you. Box, cat, something, game, B2, something. Welcome to... Damn it! XSplit. I hit the button, it was working before I start the live stream, it's working fine, then I hit the buttons and it's not. You fucking piece of shit. Welcome to Subnautica. I'm drowning. Drowning in the inconsistencies of my live streaming setup. How you doing? Hello, Paul, I'm here now. Hello, Wesley Bytencourt. We were waiting just for you, and not for my live stream rig to continue being a piece of... It's the day, you know, you do 2 live streams back to back. I had no time to, like, try and fix anything. I mean, I had lots of time, but, you know, there's a lot of things on YouTube that I need to watch. Like, a lot of Ashens, really. I think I've watched all of it. Which is a damn shame, because now I don't know, you know, I just need more brown couch and guy, you know, pissing and moaning about things that are intentionally horrible. I just need it in my life. That's why I started doing this show, so that I could give you more of somebody pissing and moaning about things that are kind of horrible. Cheer 10, Gohan, there be monsters and then there are oceans. No, stop it! Spoilers! Spoilers! Oh! Hear no evil, see no evil. Speak a lot of evil. That's what we're here for. I said he'd need him. Hey, Pawn, I am here, and spoiler, you have to swim in this game. Damn it! Damn it! A guy called by Pawn, you're my savior tonight. If not for this stream, I'd have forced myself to watch a very mediocre, 2-hour-long movie just because it has the same setting and theme as this period series I'm doing in The Sims. Well, you're welcome that I kept you from watching 7 Years in Tibet. No, that was a good movie, I guess. I don't know. I definitely saw it. Aw, poop, you watch Ashens too, says a guy called Pie? Yeah. I got sucked into it through the sexy dancing on Dan Nerdcube's channel on, you know, the Nerdcube. I was watching Dan, and then Ashens pops up, and I start watching, and I end up watching Ashens, and now I've watched, like, all of them that I want to, and I don't know why, but I'm against holiday specials in general, so, you know, I've watched all of it. Now what am I gonna do with my life except show up to these live streams at 60 frames per second? You guys let me know if we manage to hold together at 60 frames per second off the main rig, and watch my GPU. It is taxed right now. It is 81%. CPU's fine, though, and that's what the encoding's supposed to be doing, so... Just let me know if we can manage to hold together. We have been playing Subnautica for 3 hours and 48 minutes, and I already have a base. I already have a base. And there it is. I made it big. And then I was cooking something, some sausage in the microwave, and I won't go into it. It wasn't my fault. This just happened. Ashens is brilliant. I recently discovered Tom Ska because of Nerdcube. I haven't laughed so hard in months, says Noah Craw. Damn it. I'm really bad at leaving, says Noah Craw. You just been here since the last live stream? Ashens was the first YouTuber I remember watching way back in 2007. Good times. Good times. Yeah. 2007. What was I doing in 2007? Oh yes, I was homeless on the streets of Joplin, Missouri. I wasn't watching much YouTube those days, for some odd reason.
Emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Damn it! My live stream setup is more fucked than I knew. We're out of oxygen. Charlotte! Charlotte! I should have turned her on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean any of it. Oh, thank you. She turned the oxygen back on. Ooh. Ooh, she did turn the oxygen back on. Tier 5. Nope, as in, I have other things to do, and yet here I am. Okay, thank you, Charlotte. This is my base. It is huge. It's huge. Huge is what I'd call it. I made a base, and we're already getting messages. How do I... Okay.
This is Life Pod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous.
Uh-oh.
Request immediate assistance.
Okay.
Peace out.
No, that's the wrong button.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
Oh, come on! Damn it. Alright, well, I'm gonna need my big helmet if there's radiation between them and the thing. I've got radiation suit. How do I... So take off my rebreather, switch into my radiation helmet. I am now... You can't radioact me. Damn it, and how am I doing for food and water? Not great. Can I, Is there something... Do I have things to eat and drink? Can I, have I made any? Just hang on with your whole life-threatening situation and you're all gonna die. Wesley Biting-Court is now following. Thank you, Mr. Court. Quit biting me. I don't seem to have any actual food or water. Okay, well, I'm sure it's not that big of an emergency. I'm just gonna go out here and I'm gonna grab a peeper and, I need some bleach. I can make bleach, couldn't I? Somebody else, just some food. Excuse me, your water, technically. I'll take you. You, sir. You look just lovely. Alright, I'm gonna have a little bit to eat first. Cheer 5. Love how there's other survivors trying to find their people and help them, and meanwhile Pawn is just building an underwater penthouse. They're gonna be happy when, I, you know, save them. Which I'm gonna do right after I just have a quick bite here. You know, it's pretty important. You gotta keep yourself. You can't, how are you gonna save somebody else if you haven't saved yourself? So, you know, that's my advice to you. Take care of yourself first and screw everyone else. I have been living through the Donald Trump administration. I thank you for asking. I don't know how you figured that out about me. Can I, please? Thanks. So, a little bit of you, and a fair bit of you. Oh yeah, and some filtered water. Okay, now we're ready to save people. Although, I could make some good water. I could make some good water for the trip. I mean, they'll probably want some good water for the trip. How do you make good water again? Let's see, if I go into here... No, we'll be right there. We're just, you know, I don't want to show up, like, with my pants around my ankles. Salt deposits and coral tubes. Have I got any coral tubes? Table coral samples, I don't. Well, it would be kind of, you know, crappy of me if I, you know, wasted my time, like, cutting coral tube samples when people are, you know what, it'll be important for them. They're gonna need water when I get there. In fact, I should bring them some food as well. We should go back out, and we should get oh wait, I'm gonna need the salt. I'm gonna need the salt. Every good recipe starts with a bit of salt. Bit of salt, there you go. And then over here, and make me some bleach, and then they'll have water for them, as well as water for me, you know? I'm just thinking ahead. Mage Lord Exelbers, just subscribe. Let's see if I get some pawns in chat this time. Eh? Can we have some Goram pawns in chat? Oh, Jesus, that was quick. Wow, no stream delay today. Cavoodle with the pawns in chat. Some disinfected water for the people who I'm going to go out and save right now. Now that we've got the disinfected water in tow, we should be... How do I drop the escape out of that one pawn? Alright, so, we've got disinfected water. Let me just do a little bit of, you know... the inventory organizing. Alright, time to go and save them. I wonder if they're going to need any computer chips. You know, I could make some... That'd probably be a good idea. Maybe a second radiation suit. Huh? That's probably important. Where are they? You said that you mapped the coordinates of where they were. There's the giant shipwreck without a C in it. C's are for suckers. It said, you know, the average sort of, well, alright. Since I don't know exactly where they are, maybe I need to go through my, my data banks or something like that, or my voice logs. Signal coordinates corrupted, approximate...
Signal coordinates
No, I can read that.
Approximate transmission origin recorded to date.
To the data bank. Alright, into the data bank. So, Aurora survivors, LifePod 17 crew log.
Ozzy's log. It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby.
Maybe they're punk rock
Aurora
aliens.
was carrying
Both.
everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays,
Phase gate?
bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
I'm coming for you. Oh no, that was old. Yeah, I came for him. in a different way. He didn't like
You
it.
really think it'll carry 2 of us?
Your regular sea glide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power cell rigged to this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
Oh, sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the life pod.
You're calm about this?
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
Okay, so we know how they died. He rigged a power cell and it exploded. And then, you know, there was nothing really to worry about. LifePod 6 transmission origin. Okay, a distress signal has been received from LifePod 6, but the attached coordinates were corrupted. Last available pornographic data has been downloaded and analyzed. Crew requested assistance navigating radiation, sunk to approximately 100 meters, located in an area dense with red grasses near a number of natural arches and rock stacks. Transmission origin approximately 400 meters west-northwest of LifePod 4's last known location. I'm not familiar with LifePod 4. However, I do know where there are some red grasses and weird rock formations. And also, that's a good place to pick up, like, copper and stuff. So let's go do that in the middle of the bleeding night. What do you... Yeah, that's the bleeding night, alright. It's significantly bleeding night. Alright, so let's just... get this sucker out. Can I turn the lights on? That is the lights on? Okay. So the giant shipwreck was a place where there were things. You know, maybe that was LifePod 4 that they're mentioning. Maybe that's where I'm heading. What are you? Oh yeah, poopy fish. Right. Oh, and here's the, wow, it's damn dark in the middle of the night, isn't it? Cheer 5. You are 4. Oh, I am 4? So 400 meters... something something west of something. I don't have a compass yet. Didn't bother making one. Ooh, it's getting brighter as we go deeper. So that's making sense to me. Is this... okay. Yeah, hi. No! No, bad chompy rocky fish. Bad chompy rocky... okay, I'm gonna probably need some air. So this is the area that I was thinking of. We're looking for red grasses and, weird, arch geological structures. Also, let's go to the moon! Woo! Okay, or maybe that's the Earth and we're on the moon. We don't really know. We just showed up here. So yeah, red grasses, weird geological structures. We're here. We're home. Now I just need to not get eaten by any of that crap. Yeah, and there's some over there as well. Ooh, I like the purple that you chose for... Is it weird sediment formed at the bottom here? It looks white until you stir it up and then it's purple. Either that or maybe he's farting in order to project himself through the air. This one's farting yellow, so that's good. Yeah, what would I... so here's the giant shipwreck that we found last time, anyway. I've already been through this area pretty thoroughly, and I don't think I missed anything. Oh, here's something I missed. I don't think I was taking limestone because... oh no, yeah, sometimes it... I don't know. I don't remember what the hell I was doing in here. But we got a transmission 400 meters to the something 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 of the place where I just was. Maybe that's where we are now. I'm hearing whales, humpback whales in the area. So that's, you know, good to know, to bear in mind. Great big wreck, okay? Is this... were they talking about this? Maybe this is what I already... oh, undergroundy stuff.
100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, titanium. So yeah, limestone I was avoiding. I'm gonna go straight back up to the surface. Oh, is it daytime? I just can't tell because I'm so friggin' deep. Alright, turn the lights off. Whee! Ah! Morning is rising on us. Are the lights off? I really don't know. It looks like lights are off. We're gonna go into some of these underground caverns. Now, I had a rebreather, but I put it away? No! Alright, switch your rebreather out for... that doesn't sound good. Switch your rebreather out, and then... now this 100-meter issue won't be an issue. Just gonna grab this salt before we go any deeper. How is the 60 frame per second holding out for you guys here? I got some weird settings going on. Okay, don't know what these are. What do you got here? Okay, well, it just breaks my knife up. Okay, this is a brand new biome to me. I've never been this deep before, I don't think. 90 seconds of oxygen remaining. I'll have to bear that in mind. Okay, now I'm hearing the, that a lot louder. What are you? What are you? Redwort. Scan it. No, that's not the scanner. Scan it. Scanned it. Now slice it up. Yeah, okay. Give me another sample of redwort. There we go. I got 2 samples of redwort and 60 seconds worth of oxygen remaining.
Gave support a microcosm of unique, possibly predatory life forms.
Why would you mention that?
Artificial structure somewhere in the region.
I was already peeing myself. Why would you say that? What's that down there? It looks attacky. I have 45 seconds of oxygen remaining. Gold! Special equipment is required to collect it. Okay, let's go get the special equipment. By which I mean I'm almost, you know, I got 30 seconds of oxygen remaining. I need to get the hell out of here. Jermacian cheering 100. Looking good on the visuals. Thank you, Jermacian, for the 100 cheers and for making me feel better that you're not looking at things that are ugly and horrible. My lights are still on in the middle of the night. Turn it all off, for God's sake. In the middle of the day, rather. Prepare for noping the F out. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. More oxygen, please. Thank you. I really should have brought a marker. Although this is right at the butt of the crash there. Also, I've completely forgotten about the people who I was coming to save. I hope that wasn't a big deal for them. I didn't see these lights before. Were these here and I just... Can I scan them? Scan? No, they're just little glowy... Oh god, that didn't look good. It lunged at me. Lights back on, please. Maybe the light scares them off. You keep telling yourself that. Ooh, there's a little tunnel that just goes... It's not really a tunnel on. Lithium! I can make actual batteries instead of, you know, stuff out of, mushrooms. Which doesn't entirely make sense to me. Don't know what that is. Don't think I want to know what that is. I'm going to keep going deeper. There's gold in them dare hills. Big old chunk of gold right there. And there's a sand bastard. Yeah, I hear you. I don't want nothing to do with you, but I hear you. Yeah, piss off. I've got a laser cutter. Did I build the laser cutter? No. Okay. I don't have a laser cutter, but I could. If you cause trouble for me. What are you? Cave bush. Yeah. Everybody likes a little cave bush every now and then. Can I give a good old cut of the cave bush? That didn't sound good. That didn't sound right. Okay, give me the thing that makes me go fast. How are we doing on 61% power here? What's this? What's this? Another thing that needs to be, like, mined? Magnetite. Oh, man, I need, like, you know, pickaxe and stuff. Where do I get the diamond pickaxe? Some of these mushrooms seem to have holes in the top of them. Where you could, like, conceivably go down in them. What?
30 seconds.
Oh, okay. I don't like being pink. I don't like being pink, and I've got 30 seconds. Get me out. Shoot, I've kind of lost my way. I've got spun round. I don't know where the out is. Where's the out? Out. Out's gotta be... Okay, so where's that? That's in reference to... Swim to surface. No, I'm going for it. I am definitely on my way to the surface. I just, lost entirely my 3 seconds of oxygen remaining. No, we're good. We're fine. We're just gonna... Lamaze. Okay, so I died. And thankfully, one of the fish carried me back here. They're so kind, aren't they? They're so kind. So you want to watch out for the oxygen. Damn, that's deep. Damn, that's deep for me to not be able to get back. I mean, yeah, it was 30 seconds, and just to get down there and do anything of consequence. Look, I managed to get a cave bush seed out, and some salt, and I dropped the other cool stuff that I grabbed for the first time ever. But we have a cave bush seed. I don't know what that is. Fabricator's not telling me anything new about it. I did scan some things, didn't I? So databank, blueprints, geological, indigenous life forms, the flora, the sea, my cave bush. It's a purple luminescent species which grows well on hardy terrain away from sunlight. Okay. Could have guessed as much. A common plant adaptable to many different environments, the redwort is a staple part of the diet of many smaller herbivores. Well, I'm not. I eat fish. Regress shell, yeah, you're complex of rings and tendrils, and that's great. Fauna? No. Ooh, leviathans. The reef back. These are my buddies. They've got a chitinous shell, enzyme pods, local microcosms, and they carry life cycles with them. Or something. I don't know. Yeah. So I died. Penalty being that I didn't bring back all of the things that I had on me before. In fact, do I still have my water? It's still... No, I've got my disinfected water. Okay. I'm hungry again. Cave swimming is dangerous, kids. Indeed. Indeed. I need some food. I'm just gonna head to the fridge. What the hell is that? What the hell are you? Limestone? Chunks of limestone just floating to the surface. Give me one of you. You're good eats. Give me one of you. You're not as good eats, but you'll fill my belly. And then we'll be full and we can figure out what the hell we're actually doing today. I have a, you know, I can build, like, things. I can build stuff like this. I need to be pushing toward getting me a wee babby submarine. I know those exist, and I want them. Oh, I can cook and cure my food. I don't need it. I'm just gonna eat when I need to eat. That's my plan. For now. Yeah, I guess I should be trying to figure out where those survivors went down and find, like, the wreckage of them. Probably be a good idea, too. Maybe I can build a compass. Eat both of those, and I am topped back off in terms of food and water. So, compass. Talk to me about compasses. Personal tools. Okay, compass is not a personal tool. Equipment. Compass. Copper wire and a wiring kit. That's actually a lot of shit that goes into that. Copper wire, not so much necessarily, but wiring kit? Oh, it's 2 silver ore. And then copper wire is, copper and copper. So 2 copper, 2 silver, and I could make myself a compass, and then we could go find out where those people are. I got the copper, lots of lead, some gold. I got it! Okay, let's do it. Give me a compass so that I actually know where the hell I am in this game from now on. Build me a wiring kit and a bit of the old copper wire. And then make me an compass. And they're 400 meters northwest. Is that what it said? Let's check the log, because I wasn't paying attention. Databank. Clues and whatnot. 400 meters west-northwest of LifePod 4's last known location. West by northwest. Okay. Open this up, and then I can drain my oxygen before I know where I'm going, which is a good idea. Compass? Compass. I made it. I made a compass. Swear I did. Where's the compass, people? That's not a compass. Is that a compass? 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 Oh, it's right there. So it displays... What? Unequip. Is it somewhere? Oh, there it is. It's underneath the 9-meter thing. Now I know. Okay, get back in the base and refill your oxygen before you go. So west by northwest, which is going to be that direction. Alright. Which is basically where I just came from, isn't it? Yes, Spawn. You went exactly where you were supposed to be. 400 meters, huh? Alright. And it's tracking me in terms of... Well, I don't know. I really don't know. But, yeah. We're doing this. And then we'll find those people, we'll save them, they will have fruit roll-ups, and then we'll be fine. Until, the support gets here. Backup. They're on their way. Everybody in the friggin' Gamma Quadrant has text messaged me saying, "We heard about your distress call, we're on our way, we're really sorry that we made fun of you." All of those messages have come in. So this should be fine. So west by northwest until we see the red stuff, red seaweed at the bottom of the sandy regions. And then we got it, right? Or maybe we're just, that message is going to be about the thing that we already came from. I am going in the right direction, aren't I? West by northwest. So that's between west and northwest. True 5, just look at your base. It tells you the distance you are from it. Ooh, okay. 637 meters. Oh, okay. Thank you for the tip, Gohan. So that's supposed to be 400 meters from it. It's supposed to be red stuff. We're passing through creepvine biomes, which is weird. I didn't expect that would be what we'd be doing here. 400 meters, west by northwest. Aha! Aha! Okay, so this is breaking up into something else. This is definitely not the biome that was described, if you ask me. Somewhere around here, though. Hey? There's the shipwreck that's 200 and some meters away. Here's the red stuff. So I believe that... Okay, we gotta be in the area now. Hello! There's a whole bunch of, like, wreckage and stuff here. Yes, this is what we're looking for. Sorry? I heard something angry. I heard something very angry. Laser cutter fragment. Pretty sure I know how to make those already, but it's free titanium. Not that I'm desperate for titanium. Got it stored all over the place. More wreckage. We've definitely found the come-downance of these fellers. Yeah, sandstone. Give me that. And some silver to repay myself for the compass that these bastards getting lost, you know, stole from me. Take the salt. Salt's good for water. Oddly enough, you know, in order to purify the salt water of the ocean into drinkable water, what you need is salt. This being the case, they're definitely, like, telling me, get yourself a laser fragment cutter, aren't they? Excuse me, Rabbit Ray. You're blocking my way. As I recall, it actually takes quite a bit of resources to make the laser fragment cutter, which is why I haven't had it already, but this is definitely an area where we had some friendly folks come down. I gotta find their pod, and then save them. Definitely going to save them, I think we all know. Maybe this. Head back down. Where are they? Where are they? Here's some titanium. Take some metal salvage. Okay. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? See, this is back into creep vine biome territory. Thank you, fish. He's just... He loves me. He's following me everywhere I go. You? Lead. Yeah. Lovely. So, probably not in the creep vine stuff, then. I mean, could be. I don't know what the game's gonna say or not say. Is that more salt? Salt. For getting the salt out of the water so I can drink it, I need salt. You know, salt really absorbs salt very well. Just wicks the salt away from the salt in the sodium water. What? Come on, fellas. You should be out here somewhere. I just found some of your wreckage. Maybe I need to go back to the, what it said. You know, go back to the... No, something's following me. Yeah. Need to go back to the data bank and look up what it was saying, and maybe that'll help me find, more specifically, the location. My inventory's already full because I've been picking up too much metal salvage. Alright, head to the top. Like it said, Life Pod 4, not yours, Pod. Which pod is he trying to find? The one with red seaweed? Yeah. Yeah, back here, databank. Distress signal, this is the one. Codes and clues. Crew requested assistance. Sunk to approximately 100 meters, okay. Located in an area dense with red grass near a number of natural arches and rock stacks. Transmission origin approximately 400 meters west-northwest of Life Pod 4's last known location. So I'm in the area, 100 meters, near natural arches and rock stacks. Actually, I think you might be 5, Pawn. Sorry. What? My life pod is number 5 and not number 4? I mean, we just followed it to this specific spot, and we found red grasses, and we found a bunch of broken stuff. It'd be a hell of a coincidence. Drop it. Where's my pod? Underwater? No, where's my pod? That's my pod. We're still 400 meters away. I'm gonna keep going at this as though we're right, but they're 100 meters down. Okay, yeah, hi, how you doing? They're 100 meters down, somewhere over here. That's pretty damn deep, actually, 100 meters. Yeah, I see you. I see you, baby, shaking that thing. Shaking that. Just trying to find a place where I can be 100 meters down. Weird rock formations, is what they said. 100 meters. 100 meters. I got a feeling that, like, oh, hello, is this them? This must be them. Okay, give me... How are we doing for oxygen? You're fine. This must be them. Or it's somewhere I've already been before. Entirely possible. Which pod were we looking for again? Life Pod 6, this is 17. Damn it! Right? Didn't it say 17 on it? Yes. Damn it! There's life pods in every direction you go, apparently. We must not be in the right place. whatsoever. But I do see a friend over there. I just need to go and say hello. Hi! How you doing? How the kids been? You still got that crap on your back that's like, you know, money for me? You mind if I, just scrape some? Huh? You okay with that? A little bit of your, barnacles? Huh? Did I get it? Give it to me. What is it? It's copper. Yeah. I'm gonna need to breathe pretty soon, I think. Any more? Ooh, a rogue cradle. I'm gonna leave that there. I don't know what it's about, but, you know, he's a friend of mine. I don't want to start cutting things off that shouldn't... What the hell are you? Oh, I think I remember... Don't they spit things at you when you get too close to the right angle? I don't need that in my life. I don't need that in my life. Yeah. You're too barnacle-free for me, bro. Up to the surface. So, we gotta figure out where Life Pod 4 is. I recall the red seaweed pod being pretty much directly west of the player's life pod. Yeah, have I been to Life Pod 4? Have I even been? Because it'd be in my data log, wouldn't it? Like, Life Pod 17 crew, data downloads, advanced theories, survival package, voice log. Is there, like, day 4? Somebody mentioning Pod 4. If I can remember, like, which one it is, it's not going to help me because I don't know where the hell they are. Damn it! Damn it. Might have been at 17 I was thinking of those as Mage Lord Exilbirth. I think those guys are fine. I don't think they need any help. Right? We all think that. What's the glow coming from down there? I mean, there's lots of glows spawn in this game. Yeah, I know, but this one's interesting. Quite interesting. Okay, it's just more of them mushrooms. And back under into the depths where you died before. Well, hey, we made it back. Can I, like... Did I bring any markers with me or something so that I know how to get the hell out of here when that becomes an issue? I got a beacon. Drop my beacon. Well, don't drop it. Put it in my hand. Where my... that is. And then beacon me. Okay. I name the beacon. Edit the beacon name. GTFO underground. Okay? That's how you get out, Pawn. In an emergency. Alright, now that I've done that, I need to go back to the surface because I'm gonna probably die. From not having enough oxygen. Could you build a mini base here for oxygen, says Cool Guru 5. Oh, I could, couldn't I? If I get power down to it would be the thing. Which, yeah. I could do pipes and stuff, couldn't I? I could bring pipes out here and get oxygen that's down lower to it, and I could suck on... That's not a bad idea. I could probably build a lot of pipes. I don't remember what goes into pipes. I think it's just titanium. Titanium and something else that's an easy get. Maybe that's what we'll do. I'm an easy get, so that matches for me. But yeah, let's go down here and let's explore a little bit more. And see if I can't come up with anything worth bringing back, and without... Okay, that would be a way to get power, I would assume. That's pretty hot. Usually where there's a hot heat, you can get some power out of it somehow. I might have to learn how to do that. We are 220 meters below the surface right now, and looking up, that's not the GTFO, that's the GTFO. Okay. Huh. You can just drop beacon pawn, they will deploy anyway. Oh, will they? If I just drop them from my inventory? That's good. What are you? Shale outcrop. Diamonds!
Materials you gather are the property of the All Terra Corporation. You will be
What?
liable to reimburse the full market price.
Oh!
Current bill stands
Oh!
at 3 million credits.
Oh! Okay, I gotta get out, but I found a platform here. So GTFO Underground, I'm heading, west by northwest. Oh, I'm out of power? I'm out of power on my GOE juice? My GOE go? Exchange power source, R. Oh, I don't have one. Stop it. Stop it. Just let me get out. How much? I got 54 seconds. Okay, I didn't bring a battery. Good. This was part of the plan. Jesus, the battery went on that pretty quick, it felt like. Oh, Tier 5, careful, Paul, the mushroom worms are here and they re-enter your hole. What? Keep them out of my hole. 39 seconds to get 100 meters to the surface without my little GOE pod. Did I bring a spare battery? Was I smart? Because it said exchange power source, but I didn't have time to just find out if it did. Thank you! You keep moaning, that keeps me safe. Okay. We didn't die that time, and I found a platform that's got a whole bunch of stuff on it. Will you get to the surface and stay there? I know! Just keep breathing. R, and then... No, I don't have any extra batteries with me. Friggin' hell. Okay, GTFO marker, and then it was like east-southeast of the GTFO marker. We gotta go home, and we gotta go home the slow way. Because I don't have... This isn't working anymore. Well, get it out of your hands, you git. You were in a hurry to get to the surface, and you forgot that when you take things out of your hands, you swim faster. Yes, me too. Pipes for O2 might be the best way to explore, says Huguru. I think so. It's a good idea. That's a good idea. I don't want worms in my hole, I'll tell you that. Tier 5 Pawn, pro tip. Your scanner and flashlight should be battery powered, so you can take the bat out of them and put it into the Sea Glide, I believe. Not a bad tip, Angelus. But as I may have mentioned previously, I don't want your tip in my hole right now. No, thank you. That's a good idea. It wouldn't have occurred to me while I was panicking. I'm gonna need some mushrooms for making batteries when I get back, so I'll grab them. I'll take a little bit of quartz. No, my inventory's full, so I won't. I'm sure this won't dead end or lead me to exploding fish that kill me. Right? Right? There's a Dragon Ball. That's fine. It's not a Z, so we don't have to worry about it. How far am I from my... Oh, there it is. Okay, we're doing... Fine, is how we're doing. There's all my old storage down there. We don't even go into that one anymore. It's a waste of our time. We've got a base now.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Nice to be still alive. Rarely ever happens that way, does it? Okay, so I got a whole bunch of crap. Let's empty it into the cupboards. I believe you are my titanium. You're not my titanium. I believe you are my titanium. You're not my titanium. I believe you are my titanium. You're not my titanium. I believe you are my titanium place. Tier 10. Seamoth time? I would love to do a Seamoth. I know how to build it, don't I? Do I have enough things to build it? Not sure. We'll find out. This is just for titanium. You are my storage for, like, ores and stuff. So copper, lead, silver, diamond! My first diamond ever! Can I just drink the disinfected water? There you go. Salt and cave bush seeds are lovely. Salt and cave bush seeds will go over here. Salt, and, cave bush seed. Sure. What's that? Eye stalks and cave bushes. I don't know what the hell those are useful for. I got some acid mushrooms in my pocketses. Let's first convert our titanium to titanium. I would think making a base that's more than a tube would be more important. I got all the necessities are right here. What would I need? You could build a scanner room, Pawn. I remember that being a thing. What can you make for me right now? Fire extinguishers and pipes. I make a bunch of pipes out of titanium, and then a floating air pump. Yeah, do that. So one floating air pump, and then pipe me. Pipe me hard. How many pipes do you get out of that? 5 of them? Give me 10, give me 15. Give me 15, I think. Maybe even 20. Shoot, all the titanium in my pockets turn into pipes. Alright, that was it. So we got 15 pipes out of that. That should take me pretty deep. I don't know how many meters is a pipe, because we gotta go down like 150 for it to be particularly helpful. I'm gonna need to make some batteries. Batteries are made of acid mushrooms and copper. Okay, so copper's in here. Grab me. Wow, I'm low on copper. Just make me one battery then. Just make me one battery. And then we will, you gotta be thoughtful. We got a message. They'll wait. You gotta be thoughtful about your use of batteries. So, damn it. Give me this. Exchange the power source. Take it out. How do I do this again? It's like that, and then, okay, good. Now turn you off and save your power, and then in the locker, you can't just throw your batteries out. You gotta hang on to them forever, because otherwise, things and stuff. What do we got here?
This is Sunbeam. You know Aurora. We're from a little transgov on the far side of Andromeda, and we have a saying there. There's no bad without the good, no good without the bad. Sounds like you tasted a bunch of the former. but that only means you're overdue a whole lot of the latter. Might just be we're in. We're scanning for somewhere to park. We'll be in touch when we find it. Sunbeam out.
Okay, I don't really want to be picked up by that guy. He sounds a little bit oversexed, doesn't he? Plus, there's been a lot of people saying, we're coming for you, just looking for a place to park. I'm guessing all around this planet there are just giant ships. Boom! 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 Crashing into it. There's some kind of magnetic field that's something, and it messes with the warp core, and then everyone dies. Is where I'm... That's my guess right now. I should have some food. I've got water. Yeah, give me the plus 30 right now. I'll have some food before I leave out again. We've recharged the thing. What would I be doing with where is it? Not the repair tool. My habitat builder. What can I build that I haven't? Show me. So I got all these tubes and stuff. I learned how to make a scanner room. You guys told me the scanner room is cool. There are things you can do in there that you can't do elsewhere. What's this? I could build a trash can. Yay. Interior places, bioreactor, compost organic matter into electrical energy. Well, interesting. Alien containment, ladder, exterior modules, base-attached air pump, solar panels. Is the scanner room in here or something? These just look like tubes and whatnot. Scanner room! Oh, ingredients unknown. Okay, so I've learned that there is such a thing as a scanner room. Thanks, game. And the ingredients of a multi-purpose room are unknown. I'm guessing it would be a tube built a little bigger. So, what's in a tube would be how I'd... Alright. So, yeah. What? Yeah. Huh? Right. Okay. I'm gonna put you back down there. Everything else is still on here. What did I say? I wanted to eat something before I went. So let's grab, some fishy. Grab... Peepers are the best thing to eat in the game. Give me that, as far as I know. As far as I've encountered yet. There's a peeper. Give me another one. Give me another one. Thank you very much. Nothing in my hands. We'll have a bit to eat, and then we'll head back out to where we were before, because we found some stuff underground. Cooked food. Cooked peeper. At the moment, the only way to build is up or down with the storage on the side. Ah? Just you wait, Paul. 15 pipes down would mean you don't need to resurface a bunch, says Huguru. That's what I'm thinking. One way or another, we're making it better for myself. I don't have to go all the way up anymore. Give me my peeper. Give me my peeper. Yeah, I'm over full now. I'm going to be fat and slow in the water. Bunch of pipes. Got my batteries. Put my diamond away, which was, you know, a good idea. I don't think I know how to make the little submarine yet, do I? I've scanned where would it show me that? Blueprints, electronics, water cooked, cured, equipment, tools, machines, grav trap, mobile vehicle bay, Seamoth. I need one more scan of a Seamoth thing, and then I'll know how to make a Seamoth. Aha. 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 Get back out there and head back to where we were before. I want to head for the, not the giant shipwreck, but it's in that direction, isn't it? There it is. GTFO Underground. Let's do this. Turn off my map. I don't need it. Is the light on? Light was on. Okay, I don't need the light or the map. I don't ever need the map, actually. Is there a reason to use the map? Because I've been very much like, don't need the map. Anybody actually make use of that for some reason? You need the mobile bay first as well, says Kiro Ivan. Jesus, God, there's a lot that you need, huh? So you don't just make it by, you know, fantastic drones that fly around it anymore? You have to build it in the bay? Is that a thing? I don't know. Don't tell me, I don't want spoilers. I don't want spoilers. I remember how it used to be done in the betas. Or the alphas, actually. Alright, I'm heading... Wait, don't head down. Is this the way down? This is the way down. Build your pipes, Pawn. Pipe me. Pipe me, baby. Pipe me. So take me to the very top. Okay? And deploy my oxygen majigger. Can I deploy it here? There you go. Oxygen majigger deployed. Now, put my pipe in my hand, Stan. And let's see how deep down we can make these pipes. Okay, so... Are we over top? Yeah, we're over top. Alright. So, I want to be going straight down. Is there a button for that? We're going straight down? Or do I just have to back off of them? Because I've been using, like, space to go up and shift and things like that, but is there a go down button? You do like that, and then when it gets to press C. C is for going straight down? Okay. That's as far as that goes. Make another one. Make another one. Make another one. Make another... Damn it. Make another one. Make another one. Kind of boring to watch. Also blinding. But, you know, it's going to be very useful for us in the long run, I presume. No, missed it. There you go. Make another one. Let's stretch these things out as far as I possibly can. How are we doing for oxygen? We should be fine because, you know, we can breathe it at any moment. In fact, I'm going to stop and breathe some just to confirm that this is working. Yeah! Yeah, baby! Suck on that oxygen pipe. We're already 90 meters under. I don't know how many pipes I've already used, but that's good. That's definitely good. Keep me going down, straight down, if you don't mind, until it starts pulling away, and then another one. And another one. Yeah. Yeah. Is that as... I hit the ground. I hit the ground. Okay, so you want to come a little bit over here. And another one. Yeah, and another one. Oh, crap. I'm gonna have some angling issues now, huh? Come on. Come on, don't tell me you can't do it. Maybe it can't go down below a certain level. Maybe this is as deep as it goes. Isn't this VR compatible? If so, why aren't you playing in VR? Also fun. Sand shark, look out! Well, I've heard that it is indeed VR compatible, but you know, that it would require work on my end. Am I? Oh! I can get it. There's certain areas, certain spots where I was able to, like, get it to start turning this corner. Like, can it not go down below a certain depth or something? Or is it just because I'm too close to the, you know, stuff over there or something? I don't know. Let's keep tinkering. Oh, you'll come to me here? Okay. Come to me. Screw it. If I can get you to, like, do anything to turn this corner. Ah! Vaughn, you need to look out because creatures can damage the pipe system. Oh, really? Balls. Balls. I would love this to come down even further. They don't seem to want to come down a lot. Oh, there we go. I made the turn. I managed to make the turn. And now I'm out of pipe, I think. Yeah, I'm out of pipe. Okay, that's enough. That's fine. Thank you. Get me refilled before we head down there. Yeah. Yeah, bubble me. Bubble me. Alright. We're going in. Damn friggin' map that I don't want. And then the stuff that I was looking at was over here. Alright. This is way better. Oh. Okay. There's worms. Anyone see worms? I see worms. I'm sure they're friendly. And, you know, those teeth on the front, that suggests friendly, doesn't it? Doesn't everybody else read that the way I read that situation? Something? Something to scan? Anything to scan? Something? Some cargo here? I see shadows going on overhead. There's nothing here. All of that. Wait. Floodlight? I learned how to make a floodlight! And the game thinks that that's really awesome. What are you? Magnetite, right? Ah! You friggin' prick. You friggin'... I think I got him. How are we doing? 75 on the old oxygen there, buddy. Yeah, so there's nothing here to be grabbed, really? It was just so I could learn how to make a floodlight, huh? Okay. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. I'm heading for my GTFO point so I can get some more oxygen. Where is the oxygen pipe now? It's gonna be a little bit further up. Is my light on? Yes, there's my pipe. Pipe me. Pipe me, baby. No, don't pick it up. Just fill my coffers. By which I mean my lungs. Now you can use floodlights in build mode, says the guy called Pipe. Okay! I guess that's, you know, worth all the trouble. Back down. Damn you, map! Don't care. Just want the light. Without the map. I don't think the light's on. There. Light, no map. Okay. Okay. Oh, the noises. Oh, but the noises, though. What are these? Huh? Do we have any idea? They're stalagmites. Mites. They're stalagmites is what they are. Yeah, those worms are a little bit creepy. I want to explore, and yet, I don't really want to explore. Is there, like, some good stuff that's just stuck to the walls that I could maybe chip off and not have to... How are we doing? 84 seconds of oxygen remaining. Yeah, I know, there were worms over here a minute ago. I understand. I understand. Ooh! More gold. Special equipment, though. Oh, the laser cutter! Right? The laser cutter that they keep, you know, giving me all the hints that you're gonna want a laser cutter at this point in the game that I haven't built yet. That's what I need for that. I don't need a pickaxe. Where's my GTFO underground? Oh, it's over there. Okay. 54 seconds of oxygen remaining. That looks like something. It's just glowies, Spawn. Everything is glowies in the game. Get me up and find my pipe. Find my pipe. There's my pipe. This is a very good idea. Thank God somebody said, hey, what about making pipes? Huh? Hi everyone, by the way, says Rune Antilles. Hello, Rune Antilles. The prawn suit arm is used to mine those big chunks, says Rune Antilles. What? Damn it. Pawn, what are you trying to do? I was exploring is all I was trying to do, a guy called Pie. You know, preferably without dying. I'm right next to the damn thing. Fill me up with oxygen, damn it. Worms like it down there, at least, is Who Guru 5. I'm gonna go for one more exploration thing. And then, I guess we're gonna turn our attention back to trying to find that pod that we never managed to figure out how to find. I'm going straight into the belly of the beast. I didn't mean that literally, okay? I meant that, like, I'm going into your neighborhood where you probably don't want me. You can't kill me. Or maybe you can. I'm gonna stay close to the edges of the walls and stuff. No! Ha! Sucker! You sucker! Did you see that? I got it! It's such a sucker. Shale! Lithium! Yes! Alright, this belly of the beast is the best place to be. What the hell was that sound? That was one of the worms coming out. Oh my god, they're really fast. When they want to be, they're really fast. Where's my GTFO thing? I think that lithium was all I came for. That and apparently the floodlight. That was not my intention, but that's what I came out with. So no. Where's my pipe? Pipe me on the way up. Thank you. Tier 5, you should probably put a beacon by your exit O2 point. Says go on. Yeah, actually I should move the beacon that's down there to the O2 point. Good call. Good call, instead of always passing by it and then going, hey, where the hell's the damn thing? Pick you up. And, right at the oxygen. I'll drop the beacon. Gonna be you. And, there you go. And edit the beacon name. GTFO Underground is just fine. He's right there. He always leads me back to where I need to breathe now. I don't want to keep exploring down there. I don't feel like I'm fit for it at this point in the game. You know, also there's supposedly people out here who, you know, crash landed and are dying and they need my help, and we never figured out where the hell we're supposed to go in order to help them. So, there's that also. I don't know where Pod 4 is as a point of reference for 400 meters from Pod 4. Yeah. It's risk versus reward, says Who Guru. You guys think I should keep going? On the one hand, loot. The other hand, death. And losing the loot. Right? Should I keep going? Death by worms. I mean, it's probably not a one-hit kill, right? Oh! Another pass. Not worth it yet, says Kabil. Thank God. Thank you for saying that. I didn't want to. I'm heading back to my place, and I guess I need more beacons, and I need to, like, re-find all of the pods so that I can have reference. We now have a good idea where pod 17 is, anyway. Where the hell the others are gonna be. Turn the damn map off. Just disable the map in the interface? Is that a thing? There's better places to explore at this stage. Don't spoiler me! Wow, look at that. An interesting formation, isn't it? Back home, And, I mean, I've got titanium and I've got diamond now. So, you know what? If I can make that laser cutter, there is that big giant chunk of ship that we weren't able to get into before, that I believe needs a laser cutter in order to open the door.
Captain.
Yeah, hi, how you doing? Nice to have you back. What does the laser cutter want from me if I were going to make it? I believe it's, I assume it's going to be a tool. Laser cutter. 2 diamonds. 2 diamonds, a battery, titanium, and cave sulfur. I've got 1 diamond. For want of just 1 more diamond. Which we could get by, you know, exploring those caves where I'm going to die in. In terms of built things, don't I have more beacons? Give me another beacon. Fire extinguisher, very important. How are we doing? I've got extra batteries, like charged, ready-to-go batteries that I built and then put in my pockets and said, oh, wait, maybe later. Store the lithium, I guess. I'm a little bit at a point where I'm like, I don't know exactly what to do and where to go because the latest radio communication tells me to go, you know, find these guys, and I don't know. I don't know how to get to them. You know, cool that they put in like a thing, like, you know, here's some clues about it, but we don't have an exact lock, but it requires me to know where LifePod 4's last known location was. And I have not been keeping that close of track on the LifePod situations. So, dense red grass, natural arches, rock stacks, 100 meters below, 400 meters west-northwest of LifePod 4. It's got to be west-northwest of where we are, then. Just to clarify, we want spoilers, so what can we tell you? Give you advice on things to build or things to upgrade, says Angelus2141? Yeah. Yeah, keep me going. Exterior lights, huh? Glass and titanium I can now build. Ladders, bioreactors, interior modules, medical fabricator kits, trash cans and signs, and who's and what's it's and bits and bobs and ends and odds. Yeah. I need to find another Seamoth component. And then I'd, you know, be on my way to making that, although apparently I'd also need to find the mobile vehicle bay components also. I think I should be heading back toward, the sandy red, seaweed area that we know of, to pick up as many ores as I can find on the surface and also do a little exploring in those caves and see if I can't come up with 1 more diamond and that kind of thing. Cheer 5, okay, build everything, says 2141. Try to look into the signal tab, the 3rd one. Signal tab? Like beacon manager? Is that this? Is this what you mean? LifePod. Oh, I can change the colors of the different signals and whatnot? Well, that's good. Give me, let's see, teal for my, no, you guys can be blue. Signal, LifePod 3, Signal, LifePod 17. Did I never even find 4? Come on, guys. Make you 2 yellow. Oh, but I can tick them back on, now that I've found them. Apparently I never even found LifePod 4. Or it didn't register it or something. I can tick them back on so that I can see where they were. Alright. Aurora survivors, 17 crew log, 3 crew log. The 4, I don't know. Did they tell me? Here's LifePod 6. Passenger on board, coordinates attached. We landed a kilometer. Did I find LifePod 6? I found 3 and I found 17. I think I found them and I don't know. If they sent me coordinates, you know. Cheer 5, my advice is to go materials and blueprint hunting. Okay, then I want to go back to where the red stuff is. Is that okay by you? The red seaweed? Because I know that that's a biome, at least, where there's ores and stuff to be gathered. Cave entrance, depth 90 meters, environmental biome, Aussie. Just looking for, like, the words pod something to see how it is that, as far as the game is concerned, I haven't found, these various pods. Even though I'm sure that we've been in at least 3 and possibly 4 of them, but there's only 2 of them that I have on my map now for some reason. I mean, I don't want to criticize or nothing. But the fact that I'm in this position is a little bit wrong. Stranded near a cave system and under attack was Life Pod 17. We already found that one. And then this one was Life Pod 3 in the shallows. Crew reported their sea glide damage. That was one of the first ones that we came upon, I think. I'm gonna head north by northwest. Yeah. Head off in this direction a little bit. We've been there. Been here. They did report, the people who we're trying to find right now reported that there's radiation. And, you know, there's radiation between us and where we need to go or something. And so they were, you know, bitching and moaning about that, which means that it would be in the direction of the Aurora, right? Because that's where the radiation's going to be, is toward the Aurora. So maybe I switch my tactic and head more toward the east. Head off in this direction. Which one are you? Lord only knows. Is that mine? That isn't mine. Is it? That is mine. Why are you orange? Did I change you to orange? I must have changed it to orange. Okay, so maybe I head off toward the Aurora. How about that? We've got a radiation suit now. There's nothing that's keeping me from being able to, like, go at the Aurora. The people who just contacted us were like, hey, the Aurora, and, well, hey, radiation and whatnot. Yeah. I'm heading toward the Aurora a little bit. Let's explore off in this direction. How are we doing on power? 50% power already. Radiation detected. Okay. Put my radiation helmet on. Alright. Should be fine for radiation now. I won't be able to go as deep because I'm not wearing the rebreather. But we're okay. And one of my friends is here. And you guys tend to be a good source of at least some, you know, crap ores and whatnot. So let's head over to you and see if there's something I can chip off of your back, bro. You want a little bit of, you know, oh, hi guys, tiger plant. Oh, okay. They don't do a damn thing. Let's scan them. I just took a chunk out of them, anyway. Tiger plant. I have another chunk of you? How much space do you take in my inventory? Yeah, you're one of those that takes a big old chunk. Never mind. Never mind. Ooh. Ooh. Another thing that's just a jiggly. Okay, you're just a jiggly. Never mind. Quit moving, guy. Oh, that would have been free air. Ah! There's free air just above you. I don't see anything that needs to be chipped off of his back right now, though. Yeah, maybe I've already chipped it off of his back in the past. Anyway, let's head down. Let's head down. Here's a whole bunch of wreckage I've probably discovered before, but maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? I don't know, there's a lot of titanium here. Damn lot of titanium here. Metal salvage. I'm gonna hold off on that for a minute. What are you? Limestone. Limestone's the crap stuff, right? Yeah, that's titanium. Sure. Sure. Any of this scannable? Scannable? Hello? Did I scan you? Bioreactor fragment. I already learned how to do that. So that's. Oh, but what's this? Scanner room fragment. Alright, one more scanner room fragment and we'll be set on that. Nuclear waste disposal. Man, there's a lot of trash cans to be found in this game. Yeah! Sure if I have free air, didn't you hear that Altera message? You have to reimburse for everything you use. I'm pretty sure that includes air. If you just died, you wouldn't be in debt, says Analyst 2141. That's actually the American healthcare system. That's what that's based on, too. If you just died, you wouldn't have anything to complain about. Wouldn't be in debt. You'd be fine. I don't have any water on me. Crap. Let's keep exploring this wreckage. Maybe this was life pod number whatever. Anything else down here? There's gotta be other things. This is a great big drawing attention kind of an area. Yeah, you stay away from me, okay? It's just metal salvage, right? Yeah. Anything else? I mean, I could grab all the metal salvage, but then that's, you know, that's what's in my pockets instead of ores and things. Ocean Recycling Simulator 2018 is a good damn game. Says Mage Lord Exilbirth Cheering 5. Yeah, there's not. I don't see anything other than a whole bunch of salvage here. Oh, hello. We will take your sandstone outcrops and your silver. your silver, and your lead. A lot more lead here than I'm actually that interested in. 72 seconds worth of oxygen.
Passing 100 meters.
Okay.
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Sure. Me too. Right. Anything else around here, like, in terms of chunks of things and scannables? Some of these scannables aren't... Ooh, some gold. Some of these scannables aren't easy to, you know, they're not easy on the eyes to tell that they're scannables. Like, this thing could be a scan... Okay, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like something coming for me. Excuse me! Pardon me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, then. Yes, yes, yes! No, 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 nope, 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 nope. You can't come all the way up here, surely. You're a sandfish. Did the world just kind of suddenly get further away when I was coming up here? I know I need water. I really don't have any water on me? I don't. Okay. Head back down. One more little, you know, flit around this area. In fact, I might have missed something over here because it's a little bit away. What do we got here? Metal salvage, cargo containers that don't have anything in them. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. Shut up. Shut up, you. Sandstone. Gold. Silver and gold. And lead. Limestone. I do need copper, though. I do need copper. I'm low on copper right now. What's that? What's that? Is that a thing? Sports. Oh, you need glass eventually. Might as well be grabbing the valuables, I suppose. Oh, this is a little bit off and away from the rest of things. Right there. So, yeah. Maybe there's something good in there. Some more silver? What are you?
Seek fluid intake immediately.
I know. Okay, I can't entirely see it. But I'm trying to scan it with the right click. I'm not getting any scan indicators, so I'm guessing nothing. Some salt for the water that I'm gonna need. I hear you. Oh, I don't care, but I hear you. Okay, now I care. That makes me care. Ah! Sucker. Sucker! You can't... You don't even lift, do you, bro? Do you? I think I need to go home for water, which really sucks considering that I'm in an ocean. But it's kind of something that I need to do, isn't it? Shall I mark this spot, actually? I might just mark this spot with the marker that I brought. Give me some air, and then I'm not even gonna go back down there. I'm just gonna leave you out here and say, you know, see, wreckage, and lots of metal salvage, titanium. If you need it, wreckage, titanium. Alright, get me home. Where's my home? That's not my home. We headed toward the Aurora, and that was a good idea, and we should keep heading toward the Aurora. But I need to bring more, like, stuff with me from now on. Scan always anything you find, so when you find something you can scan, you know it's news. It's Keymaster89. I still need to scan metal salvage. I haven't scanned metal salvage yet. Because I thought I knew just about everything I needed to know about that. Pretty sure I've been through that wreckage before, but we'll be coming back this way after I get a little bit of something in my gullet and prepare myself a little better for this time. Hi! Don't fart! Don't fart! Don't, oh, okay. Yeah, they all farted. Jerks. Jerks. They're just disgusting is what they are. Alright. Yeah, nice to be home. Give me, bleach. Coral tube samples. I'm always for a coral... My kingdom for a coral tube sample. Would be in here, right? Give me that. It's only one. I'll want more than that. Make me some bleach. And make me some water. 2 things of water. I want to do that one more time so I've got water, you know, walking around water. Especially if I'm going into the nuclear zone. I don't know why.
Signs stabilizing.
Oh, I need a lot more. Yeah. Okay. Give me this. Hack me off some... Yeah, give me 3 of those. And then while I'm out here, I'm also going to be needing some fish to eat. There's a peeper who is asleep, apparently. You. That should fill my belly. And that should give me also enough water to fill up and feel okay about doing some traveling. So, more bleach. Need the salt pawn. Salt would be in here. 2, 3. Gonna be 6 jugs of water is what I'm planning to build here, apparently. You use a base computer to reconfigure her to say daddy instead of captain. No spoilers! I'm buying this on payday, says Kalegram. Isn't it good? Isn't it good? It keeps you, like, unsure what you're doing, but always discovering new things. The fact that I don't really know what the game wants of me right now, I just said, alright, let's go toward the Aurora. And, you know, there's always something to do and something new to figure out. Give me the peeper. Cook you up. Cook up the boomerang. We'll eat those first in order to see how much water I need after that. And a third boomerang? Wow. I'm putting on so much weight these days. So much weight. Boomerang. Peeper. And now I'm full. And if I eat that boomerang, I could cure the boomerang. I don't really want to waste salt on curing food. And yet, here I go doing it. Right? Oh, it has to be uncooked, and then I can cure it while I cook it, probably, is how that works. Alright. Make me my disinfected water, anyway. A lot of it, apparently. Maybe not. Maybe not all of that. 4 should be enough, considering that I'm going to drink 1 now. And now I'm very topped off. I'll have 3 more for while I'm out there. I've got this cooked boomerang that will constantly be getting less useful to me as time goes on. Let's put all of our crap away. So I picked up some ores. Ores go in here. That's copper. That's... Am I considering quartz an ore? Because I know it's not, but I'm saying, am I considering it an ore? Gold, gold. Because for the sake of, like, organizing things and taking up room, cave sulfur is an ore, as is lithium. Which maybe it is, I don't know. But quartz and salt and titanium are different things. Titanium goes in the titanium cupboard. I realized, too, I've got, like, a shoebox somewhere to the... I don't know what the actual direction is, but once upon a time I called it south of here. And in that... Yeah, quartz is going to be a... It's going to be an ore in my head. That's filled with titanium right now. I just dropped it somewhere. So we're at plus 19 on that boomerang right now. Soon it's going to start hurting me if I eat it. I'm going to leave the bleach at home, the extra bleach. So we put that in the cupboard for things that are made. I've got a spare battery on me. I got the repair tool for no particular reason as far as I know. Don't want the tiger plant seed in my inventory, so you can go in there as well. You have a giant seed too, says Runantiles. Yes, I did. In your inventory, a 2x2 slot. Yes. I kind of want to keep the rebreather with me, for if I decide to go low. That's a fair bit of inventory space still. Any new messages? I need to change my voicemail. Nobody calls me anymore. Actually, before I leave, what does it take for me to make a, another, marker? What are those? Are they equipment? I know what they look like. Are they resources? Electronics? I think they're under personal and tools. Propulsion, laser cutter, habitat builder, flare, air bladder, pathfinder tool. Flashlight, so those aren't tools. Equipment. Fins, radiation suit, extinguisher, rebreather, compass, pipe. It's deployable, Spawn. Ah, that's why I'm missing it. You need copper and titanium, huh? I don't want to leave without having at least one of those on me from now on. So, unless I've already made one. Damn it. Have I already got a spare? No. No. Damn it. The fact that getting out of there you hit escape and then nowhere else in the game is really screwing me up. We've mentioned it before. That is a bad... That is just a little thing, were it changed, would not be an issue. But it's an issue. Because you're teaching me 2 different mechanics for getting in and out of menus. You know, and my fingers are, it's not a brain activity, it's a reactionary activity that you learn in your hand, you know, it's physical memory. So don't do that, is what I'm saying, game developers. Yeah, go ahead and eat the old cooked boomerang before it gets any worse for me than it already is. And we're heading back out toward the Aurora, I think. I think that's where we're going. Lights off? Yeah, my light's off, okay. Back toward the Aurora, on a similar path as we went last time. Excuse me? Is anyone else seeing the magic mushrooms? The magic... I might have eaten too many. I'm seeing them everywhere now. Cheer 100, the mobile vehicle bay is the same as in the alpha, says Dramacian. Okay. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember a little bit, but not much. Okay, here's a lot of red, you know, stuff. Maybe this is where we're going to actually accidentally stumble upon the survivors we were supposed to be finding. There's a nice little hole for me. Hey! Hey, and a cargo thing that I can't scan. That isn't anything. This looks like somebody tried to live here, doesn't it? Like they put a cargo thing in, they dug it out. Yeah, this was a place where somebody lived. Okay. Look for signs of that they lived. On. Look for signs of maybe like the crash, the wreck, the place where they were. Cheer 5, if you mean the sea floaty mushroom that it's not just you saw the same thing, not that I cheat on you with Jacksepticeye? You've been a sea glide fragment! Oh, that's this. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. But this is interesting. We found an area where there's clearly like somebody dug out a hole in order to sleep here. So what we're looking for is the place where they came down, and well, it's right over here, and it's right underneath my wreckage. Oh, that's cool! A little bit of like world building and storytelling. We just found where like the survivors of that probably put down. Another sea glide fragment. It's just titanium. But what the hell? I'll take it anywhere. Where they put in to try and survive before they got eaten by, you know, everything that's out here and wants to kill you. I don't want any more titanium. Thank you. We're back at the place that, you know, I scanned before and just right-clicking. Alright, scan the metal salvage so that I've done it. There you go. You're running out of oxygen, Pawn. Am I? Yes. Quite. Quite is how you're doing.
30 seconds.
I figured it out. Thinking a bit too much into this, says Cavoodle. No, that's why they did that. They definitely did that way. I mean, look it was like nice flat little spots, and somebody had made a place to sleep, and they brought some, you know, one of their cargo equipments up to it. Absolutely. I'm not reading into things. They're telling a story that you have to look for, or else you won't find it because it's not there. Alright, I'll take the titanium just because I hate, you know, leaving stuff behind, but maybe I'll dump it later, is the deal. I'm just going to keep exploring these areas. There's a ton of titanium, I know. I can't be bothered for it. I need better things. Oh god! Hello? This may be... My graphics card is a little bit too overclocked. It might be that. Live stream's still working. I can get my mouse out of the window. So that's that. Let me just downclock my my graphics card from the overclock a little bit. Let's say the memory clock goes down to a 290 from a 301. There you go. How's that? Didn't change a damn thing, Pawn. No, it didn't. No. 107 from a 109 on the core overclock. Did you have 5? Says Angelus 2141. Can you have 5 in this game? Apply my new overclocks. Just wait for it. It'll be back. It's coming back. Be there in just a moment. Did you save at any point? Says Cavoodle. Is this like one of those games where it was made 15 years ago and doesn't autosave? Okay, so that's not... No. Alright. Thank you, Subnautica, for that. Welcome to my desktop. So, did we just lose an hour and 20 minutes worth of gameplay in Subnautica and exploration and stuff? We'll see. We'll see. So he's going to reload as the ship is crashing, right? Says Kalegram. I don't actually know, says Cavoodle. Surely a game that was in alpha as long as this one was, and that apparently still crashes in the full release. Surely they've, you know, they put something in to be like an auto-saving, like, oh, we detected that the game failed and crashed on you, and so, you know, the last time we did an auto-save, you were about here. Surely they figured that out. I don't see that here, though. I don't, not seeing that. Not seeing that anywhere around here, at all. Not, It should autosave every time you enter exit vehicle hab, says Kenneth1. Hello, Kenneth1! It should! Should do! Options. Redeem a key. Troubleshooting! Bug and horror forum! By the way, if you ever want to know what my system is, Ryzen 5 1606 core, 16 gigs of RAM, GTX 1070, with 8 gigs GPU RAM, Windows 10 64-bit, 12 logical processors. There you go. This is overclocked to 3.7 gigahertz from 3.2. This is overclocked by 100 megahertz on the core and 200 and some on the memory. That's basically my system, says Graham. And we can live stream in faster encoding mode at 60 frames per second, apparently. At 5,000 or so kbps. Did we just lose a bunch of gameplay? Because, I mean, kind of a big oversight in the development of any modern game, especially when you have it in alpha for like 2 or 3 years, and you know people's games crash all the time, to not implement a basic like auto-save feature, even if it doesn't like appear until like crash detected, this game did not shut down or something. Like, that's a pretty glaring oversight right there. I'm back. Did things just go rip? Says Huguru5. It would appear. I don't see any way to, you know, recover the hour and 20 minutes of gameplay that we just had on the live stream here on the surface. Anyway, maybe there's autosaves made in the file structure, and then if you rename them or something, I don't know. Thinking developers should finish games, says Kale Graham. Pretty big oversight in the modern world. Paul, there should be an autosave file somewhere in the documents, says a guy called Pi. Yes, there is, says a guy called Pi. Exactly what you just said. Hey, there you go. So there is some kind of backup deal. Therefore I am not going to load into the game. Instead, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we will see if we can't find an autosave for Subnautica hidden in the background of the game where you can recover your gameplay. That's how we're going to deal with this situation. Still, like, now that it's gone release, I would suggest, like, building that into the game, so, you know, an autosave that... Just have the autosaves there. No reason not to, you know? It's not cheating to go back to a place that you've already been. I mean, you could say, oh, well, it could be cheating. You're right. We detected a shutdown, or, you know, the game did not close properly. Easy thing to do, you just put a variable right at the end, and, you know, you write into a file right at the end when it's closing down. You check it at the beginning of when you click on load game. If that's active, then you make the last autosave that was made available to the player to load. And put it in the game as opposed to requiring players to go looking for it. But, you know, at least they've got something here, hopefully, from what you're telling me. In any case, we are well past our first live stream break, so let's take that. And in the meanwhile, have a listen to an epic song by Boxcat Games. Okay? Computer not quite holding together. 7-minute break, go pee, pawn not yet out. Hello, I am the Ronan Pawn, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronan Pawn live stream on twitch.tv/Ronan Pawn. Shit, man. How you guys doing? We just had a crash in Subnautica, so I am on the second monitor, going into my documents folder /planetplace/saves, and seeing that there is definitely an autosave system in place here, and I'm guessing, I'm doing by date modified, so we're looking for February 5th, 2018. What I'm seeing is everything made in 2016. In June, the 3rd of June in 2016 is when my date modified saves are showing as. There's a save 36. There's a lot of saves here. I think this is my old stuff. Is it not? You know what? We've got the perfect music for this, don't we? Where are my saves? I got 36 of them, and there's only one in the new save. What am I doing? Look, there's no autosave at all, says Gavuda. Told you so, says a guy called Pi. Yeah, but these are like back in 2016 when I first played Planet Base. Alright, so under documents, maybe profile, maybe they changed the way that and stuff. Maybe it's under my games instead, settings.save. No. Check my own game files and I can't find any autosaves. Really? Let's look under, I mean, I could bring you along here, couldn't I? So, here's my documents, Planet Base, saves. Thing is, you'll notice under date modified, I've sorted by date modified, so the latest save is autosave 2, back in 2016, June the 3rd, if you're not used to reading American date, the way that this is, and it's kind of stupid, it doesn't make any sense why you do it that way, but, so, yeah, and under the other ones, profile, no, settings, no, so maybe it's under my games, Planet Base, Planet Base, under documents, we'll just search for Planet Base, and we found the one that's in 2016, and then the saves that was made in 2016, and a whole bunch of saves under the, so it's not, just gonna pull this back over here for a moment. Maybe it's directly under the, Steam folder for it. So under my Steam library, in fact, why am I, Steam library, Steam apps, the right music for the background, common, did I put Planet Base on the main, I may have put it on the main, hard drive. So C/Steam, there's a C, I just don't want you guys to see my porn folder. Is x86 Steam? No. Is it's program files? Not even an S under that. Where's my Steam library on the C drive? I know I've got things on the C drive. Thank you. Where am I storing anything on this damn computer? Why is he looking for Planet Base? Why am I looking for Planet Base? I'm looking for Planet Base. Alright, documents. Subnautica. Why was I looking at Planet Base before? I was, wasn't I? Where's Subnautica? Yeah, he's looking for Subnautica. Was I saying Subnautica but looking at the others? No, I went to Planet Base, and those were in 2000. Okay, that makes sense. Where would, Subnautica be? Subnautica. I played them at the same time, I'm guessing. Subnautica. Those are my, when I edit videos files, those are not it. Definitely not it under, documents. So, you said and looked for Planet Base, says Cavoodle. Wow, weird how the brain functions, isn't it? Because I was playing those at the same time in 2016. Planet Base and Subnautica. Where the hell would I find it then? Under Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Subnautica. Now we're Subnautica Data. No. Subnautica Saves. Saved games. Slot 00 Cells cache. Options bin. There's no autosave in Subnautica, is there? It says Cavoodle. Cheer 5 points. Subnautica was under C program files x86. Was it? Okay, I found a save games file folder here somewhere. Lord knows where I am. Slot 00, and then a lot of batch object text files that don't seem to be, I wouldn't assume those to be save files, but maybe. Cells cache bin. Doesn't look like it. Let's go back to the thing. C, program files x86, planet base. Subnautica? You said it was Subnautica. Yes, it was. What? Pawn, damn it. Yes, it was. That is the save game pawn, says Cavoodle. Where, though? The one that I was just looking at? Subnautica. It's working on it. Subnautica. Yes, Subnautica. Working on it. x86, Steam, SteamX, etc. Okay, C, x86, S, Steam. There's, okay. I've got a link on my desktop for going straight to the Steam apps folder, but with Subnautica open, I'd have to minimize everything by clicking down there, and that makes a lot of problems for getting all the things that I use back up. So, common, it's planet base. Subnautica. No. No, so I did have it on D, because I ran out of room on C, so it's not under Subnautica here. Kenneth is saying Subnautica, SN app data, save games. Okay, so let's go back over to D, this Steam library, Steam apps, common, Subnautica, you say SN app data, saved games, and then... But, I mean, there's no, like, making heads or tails of this in terms of, taking an autosave and then, okay, that's the autosave, and then, you know, like, it looks like this is, yeah. It's just got my saves, like, right? Is that what we're looking at here? Are we in agreement that there is no, autosave feature that looks like it's functioning for us? All of these files are from January 22nd, which would have been right before they released the game. So that's all of just my save data, and there's no autosave going on here. Right? Right? Hang on, I need more. It apparently does not do autosave anymore. When it was in beta, we just confirmed that it was doing autosaves. Or when it was in alpha, we confirmed it because I found all of my old autosaves. But the full release version, apparently they're so committed to the idea of you not cheating yourself. And, you know, this isn't the first game that I've had a similar thing with. And I've always been of the opinion, like, the idea of preventing people from cheating, like... Unless there's some kind of online leaderboard rank system which you would be managing on the leaderboard anyway, why make it so hard for people to cheat? If they want to cheat at your game, they bought your game, let them cheat. Number one. Number two, you don't know what's going to happen on the user end. Why go out of your way and add layers of systems that are going to prevent players from being able to do what they need to do when your game crashes or something like this? If this is not in hardcore mode, it does autosave. It does autosave on exiting, says Looney700. I'm just in survival mode. Just load up the game. Parallel says it autosaves when you enter a base. I don't think it does. I'm not in hardcore. I've died twice or maybe 3 times in this. We're in survival. And this looks like where they're definitely storing the save files. Yeah. It looks like they've done a stupid thing and taken out an autosave system that they had previously. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's got to adjust. Why do you have audio when the master volume's to 0, game? What? Also, because I clicked out of this okay, and it just crashed on me again. Okay, Subnautica. In a different way, it just shut right the hell down when I hit escape to try and back out of the menu. My mouse wasn't working. Okay, Subnautica. Tier 5. The game saves each time you enter and exit a base, but you need to make a save file first by saving, says Parallel. Well, we have a save file, because that's how we started up from the last time that we'd had 3 hours and 20 minutes into the game. So when I go in here, first options, master volume up a bit. There you go. Now back out of it. And then I go to play, and I had this 3 hours and 48 minutes. I'm pretty sure that's where our save was before, though. That's where we start. Oh, I'm not even showing you. This is where we started when we started the thing. I think we lost an hour and 20 minutes worth of gameplay because, you know, the developers made a bad choice. If you didn't save first, there's no files for it to autosave to. I saved. Here's my save that we loaded up. This is from the first live stream on the 22nd of January. Yes, which is what all the files in the save thing, so... yeah. I guess we just lost an hour and 20 minutes worth of gameplay. Yay. Click and try, Pawn. Oh, I'm clicking and trying. Pawn, just go away and play KSP or this is the police, says the guy Cold Pot. I mean, it's not like we accomplished all that much in that hour and 20 minutes. We just did a bunch of exploring. I found my first diamond, which, you know, didn't actually accomplish, didn't get me anywhere or anything. I know what I'm going to do as soon as we get back in here. I'm going to go right back to where we found that place where the person seemed to have bedded down after, like, there's an explosion at the base of that, you know, thing over by the Aurora. That is an excellent place to build a second base, or to build your first base if I hadn't built one right underneath the first floating thing, kind of redundantly. So, because there's so much titanium there. So I can just pick up all the titanium.
Emergency power only.
Yeah, I know.
Oxygen production offline.
Yeah, well, if you would have auto-saved, we'd have oxygen. I'm gonna go over there, and I'm gonna use all those resources and the materials and minerals that are right around there to make a base, because I keep coming and going from this base, to be able to do that.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
This is Life Pod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation in between us and the rendezvous.
A kilometer.
Request immediate assistance. 6 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to data bank.
That's an interesting extra little bit of information that I didn't grab before, because it's telling me 400 meters from the crash site of something else that I don't have a record of, that I'm pretty sure I've been to. You know, the more you find one, like, major oversight and bug, and then you assume that everything else that's going on is another major oversight and bug. But yeah, in our records here, under the beacon manager, it suggests I've only found these 2, and I'm sure we've been to at least 3, if not 4, at this point in the save. I'm going to change the colors around a little bit because I like it with different colors. How about my beacons all be that color, signals can stay that color so that then I don't have to change it all the time. There you go. That's... oh, it does feel really bad, doesn't it? Having to, like, all the stuff that we just did, and then we have to go and do it again, and I remember this. Remember when I was hungry, so I came out and took some peepers and went and ate them? Let's do it again. As though it never happened the first time. Come here, you little prick! There you go, there's a peeper. Give me another peeper. You. That's what I want. In the databank tab, what, Parallel? Tier 5. By the way, some of those life pods come with a picture instead of coordinates in the PDA.
Welcome
This is
aboard,
Parallel.
Captain.
Really? In the database tag. You may have been to more, but those are the only ones that have actual transmitted coordinates. Okay. That kind of sucks too, doesn't it? I guess then I just gotta be dropping things. You know? Like, I'm having trouble pushing the story past where it is right now, and these are factors in that. Not being able to find where I'm supposed to be going because I don't know where the other thing is, and maybe I've already visited it before, but it didn't add it to my log of places I've been to. And maybe I haven't. I don't know. And, you know, all of this is part of that. You know, I'm finding the holes in the system. We're going to just focus on building that new base over there and take my mind off of this kind of bull crap that's going on. And then the escape, instead of hitting the tab, Don't get complainy, Pawn. You know it's real easy for me to do. I'm gonna get there. Grab me some of you. There you go. 2 giant tube corals so I can make myself some water for the trip. And then I'll probably pull some things out. I'm gonna need salt as well. Give me some salt. A couple of you. We'll make some bleach, and then we'll make some water out of it. And then we'll pick some high-value objects out of here that we want to move to another base, and then go build another base. Finding the life pods isn't relevant to pushing the story forward, though. But it's the gameplay, Cavoodle. Like, if I'm not... I'm pretty sure that's how they make you feel like you are pushing the gameplay forward, is these life pods, and then you go out and you find them, and a little bit more story building, and you feel like you're active and not just floating around in the world. Like, don't argue with me on these points of gameplay design, or else you're just gonna keep me going. You know that this is how this works. You're gonna keep me angry if you keep trying to, like, explain away why it's okay, though, because, they're small issues. Just please don't upset me. By pretending like, they're not really issues at all. They're issues. They're issues, damn it. I play games for a living. I will tell you when there are issues. What else do you want to take with you? Take some acid mushrooms. You know that your batteries are going to die soon on this play. And in fact, you also know that you have a battery made that's full somewhere in here, right? Yeah, take the full battery with you. Take a beacon, because you got to be marking with more beacons. Ooh, copper wire that I'd already made, and I forgot about last time. Silicon rubber, because we're going to need that for building the base. Surely. I don't exactly recall. Anything else that's really good that I want to take? You want to be taking your radiation helmet. Can I fit it? Yeah. Flares and that stuff. We'll leave some of that crap behind. Those are used batteries. Don't slash at your property, Pawn. Coral samples for making more, water. That would fill me up to the top. There's salt over there. We know that there's a fair bit of salt over there. Titanium, there's a fair bit over there as well. I'm going to take all this stuff, and we're going to go build a new place. Oh, good, it's night. Build a whole new base over by the Aurora. And if we're going over by the Aurora, and before I go, I'd better go ahead and switch into the radiation helmet. And grab my thing. Power 100%, too. I must have just changed the batteries before we got started here. And we'll head on out. Is that radio blinking? This is made Lord Exelberth. Was it? Soothe the Ronin Paul and Ren Phoenix. That's what you need to do. Where's my base? Let me just double check the radio again. Because I know that annoys the hell out of you guys. No, it's not. Damn it. Tier 5. One thing I always like to do in survival-type games where your situation is dire is to put all my time into building my character the most luxurious accommodation possible. I have 26th floor penthouse in Fallout 4 built entirely in concrete with actual glass windows. It's well lit and all the furniture, including working electronics and heating, are in brand new condition. Well, you're insane, a guy called Pie. In a game where you're just gonna lose the progress that you... What the hell are those? Oh, those are just... Okay. They look like they had little eyes on them. Because they kinda did. Night is not gonna make this thing any easier for me. Head back down, just getting the last little breath of oxygen, and here we go. We're already back to the area where we're finding this stuff. Now, there should be a pillar like this one, a little deeper in, that just is surrounded by, you know, chaff and broken stuff. And there it is. There's the spot. This guy's going to be an issue for me. He clearly likes to hang out around here, but, you know, F him. F him. Where do I want to build my base, in fact? I think I do want it just right down there. It'll be easiest to build it if it's right down there. And then I'll... Oh, hi! I'll just have to deal with having sand monsters at my door on a regular basis. Do you have anything more that I could chip off of your back? I know we've been through this before. I'm going to take one more little look. Doesn't matter, Pawn. Your inventory's full. Right. I know this guy. I should name this guy. He looks like a Ted to me. Does he look like a Ted to everyone else? Going down. Pulling out my habitat builder. And, building right here. Building right friggin' here. Okay? Build me a, T compartment. Put it somewhere. Don't need a base, you guys said. Don't necessarily need a base for, like, structural support and stuff when I first get started, so put that there. I need 3 titanium, and I don't have, and it's all, my inventory's full, and I'm not carrying any titanium. What can I drop and be able to find in a minute? Oh, crap. What? The titanium that you can get out here, Pawn, is all needs to be converted. So you should have brought some titanium to start with. Balls. Balls. Or I could have brought, like, one of my little, floating canisters or something. Yeah, hi. Where's the piranha? Where you at, you little prick? Alright, just go back to the surface. I'm gonna have to go all the way back home, aren't I? Came all the way out here. This is how it this is how you go from, like, having fun in a game to not having fun in the game and then never opening it up again. This is how it started. You lose your save because the designers didn't do a thing, and then you come out and try to do another thing. You think you planned for it, but you didn't. There's limestone out there on the base of the pillars mixed in with the sandstone. Yeah, if I wait for day, I'll be able to actually see what the hell's going on. I gotta empty my inventory. I got nowhere to empty it. I'm just gonna drop these acid mushrooms and table coral, and hopefully I'll be able to see the big stack of crazy stuff later. What do you... You're limestone. I want you... Or, no, not limestone. You're sandstone. I need limestone in order to get myself some straight titanium from out here. Yes, in fact, give me this instead. Yeah, and you piss off, buddy. There's some limestone. Don't be copper. Thank you. Wait, there are things to scan here. Piss off. I hear you. I could also scan and get stuff. If I can find the things that I can scan... Well, I'll get the scans in. Scanner room fragment. Dude, are you crazy? Don't drop the acid and shrooms in plain view. There could be cops around. Scan the bioreactor fragments. That's free titanium right there. Metal salvage I've never scanned before, so I'll scan it so that I can say I scanned it. If I can find more crap to scan, then I'll get, what's that? I'll get free titanium off of things that I've already scanned previously. Yet no. How about no? How about no? Huh? How about that? Dick. Alright, the sun is coming up anyway. More scanny. More going to the surface and not dying. More drinking water underwater. I don't know how I do that, but it's pretty awesome. Have I already scanned the sands? Yes, I have. Damn it. Damn it. I know! We'll get, maybe I have enough titanium to build the thing now. If you have the scanner room blueprint, it significantly speed up your scavenging when built. Oh, really? I don't have the scanner room blueprint yet. I remember last time that I, you know, the last time we did this, before it screwed me over. I'm gonna have to kill that sand guy at some point. How you doing? You got enough, yeah, build it. No, build it. Yeah, I need one more bit of, titanium. Just find me... You don't need that, Pawn. It's daylight. Find me a little chunk of sandstone, or limestone, rather. Aha. And don't be copper. Oh, yeah, go ahead and shoot stuff at me. I got it. Alright, yeah, he's shooting me. There's a little guy down there. See? See him shooting spikes? I don't need that in my life, you dick. No, wrong button. Alright, we made the thing. I'm gonna need to make the hatch, which means having not glass, but quartz, and I didn't bring any, I don't think. Look at all this stuff, though. It's right here. Boom. More titanium. Gonna be helpful. What do I need to make the entrance, which I would have here, I believe. Hatch needs... I've got... Okay, 1 titanium and 1 quartz is what I need to build the hatch. So, get your little go-y thing around. Out. And, just search for some quartz. You'll find it. You'll find it. Hi, guys. What's this? Salt deposit. Wow, big one. That'd be good. See, it's a great place to be if I can manage to build here. I'm gonna need to go up for air in a minute. But looking for quartz, not salt. Quartz and limestone. And go in through there just to lose the guy who was trying to eat my face. I know. I'm heading up and up and up as I go, as I search. Up, 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 up. Quartz is everywhere. Quartz can be found in this biome, fortunately. Yes, it should be. I'm usually confusing it for salt, running over to it and then going, ah, it's just quartz. Give me a hatch. Or, no, yeah, that's what I'm trying to build anyway, is a hatch. You're the kind of thing I need. That's copper, though. Alright. Just searching. Just searching. Go ahead and lose the thing so you can swim a little faster. Along. Eye out for quartz and sandstone. See, the game started boring me, and now how am I supposed to, like, not bore you? Well, I'm bored by the game. What are you? You're one of these things. Something in there I can scan. Yeah. Yeah. Oh! Sea glide fragment. That'll be free titanium. Piss off, guy who wants to eat my face. Can't be bothered for you right now. There's the titanium that I needed, and now it's just all about the quartz. Quartz is usually easy to pick out from afar. It's rather, you know, quartzy. Crystalline. And, you know, jutting up and sticks out from the appearance of every other thing in the game. Or not. Sometimes there's salt, right? That's not quartz, it's salt. Yeah, that's swart. Swart? That's swart. Okay, I won't go down there. There's some more swart for us. Quartz. Quartz, don't bore me, game. I could have gone back and gotten things and come back by now. Don't do it. I know you want to. 30 seconds of oxygen. Yeah, well, if I died, it'd be an easy way to get home real quick. I don't want to die. Pawn is excreting salt himself. Just go play KSP. Yeah. That's a good way to, like, get my, to not be frustrated. Let's just go play Kerbal Space Program, where we're building a ring around a base. And I have no idea. I still have to take, like, a half an hour and just stare at that situation and try and figure out what I need to do next. Before we have a chance in hell of making that work. Come on, Quartz. Come on, Quartzy Quartz. I know you're down here. Probably overlooked you several times already. It's easier when you're not looking for things to find them. No, eating me. We talked about it earlier. There's a lot of these little, worms that spit, crap at you. Down and around you. Seriously, though, Pawn, that ring is never going to get done at this pace, as a guy called by. Sure it is. All the pieces are there, finally. There's a thing to scan. And there's him. If he pisses off... Scanner room fragment. Give it to me. I know you're coming for me. I got underneath him. Nope. 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 I did it. I got the scanner room blueprint. And is this a whole nother place that I haven't looked at? It looks like it, and that looks like a chunk of something that I haven't looked at before. This is a whole nother... Man, there's a lot of chunks and bits and bobs and ends and odds and broken crap out here. This would be a great place to build a base, wouldn't it? If we could just get some fucking quartz. Gonna need more than that, too, because I need to make solar panels after this. It's not like one quartz and then, we're set. I'm gonna have to go home. But at least I found something interesting. For example, what the hell is that?
Passing 100 meters.
Yeah, well...
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Yeah, there. Oh, now radiation. Alright, well, I choose to not be irradiated. What are you? Oh, another scanner room fragment. That's free titanium for me. Yeah, this is a great place to build a base. Because of all the resources and materials that are available here. A bar table! Now that's what I need in my life. That and more, trash cans they keep throwing at me. What the hell? That's cool. This is a forklift. I mean, it was a big ship. They would have had forklifts and things on board it. What about in here? Huh? Ooh. 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 This is an interior corridor. There's nothing to scan or be grabbed from in there. 50 seconds oxygen remaining. That's not a scannable. Yeah, this is a great place to be. If I could just be here. We're going home, we're gonna get quartz and stuff. Tier 20, build that. Whatever. Yeah. I'm going home and I'm gonna get the things that I need, now that I know what I need. Well, there's a Jeffries tube. Look inside it. I just did. Is there... I didn't see. I right and left clicked a bunch, because I was worried about running out of oxygen. I'm gonna go back inside the Jeffries tube and see if there was like a notepad that I missed. I don't think so. Is this the Jeffries tube? That's not the Jeffries tube. Yeah, there's the Jeffries tube. Like, that looked like something, and then it turned out, no, it's not, and that's... Yeah. Oh, hello. I can go right out through the top there. Lovely. That looks like something to scan. Nope, that's just a chunk of metal salvage. Alright, we're going home, and I'm gonna get the things that I need. Never mind, the lag is great, says Rodbotic. Is there lag? Is there... You mean like stream lag? Or do you mean like game lag? How we doing? GPU is not overtaxed. CPU is only occasionally overtaxed. Just pause and unpause the video, says Parallel. It usually fixes that. Oh, okay. If it's not everybody, then we can ignore, you know, everybody. Stream lags, says Robotic. Ah. Alright, back here. I brought a bunch of stuff and I didn't plan well for building a new base. You know, that's my fault. Yeah, you seek fluid intake.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Alright. I'm gonna build this damn base. That's the plan for today. So I don't have to keep making this run. The last run that we'll ever have to make. Except for when we realize that we need something else out of here that we don't have anymore. But other than that, in there. Put the thing away. And then rearrange your world here. I brought a bunch of ore, which is a good idea. Brought a bunch of that stuff. Cave sulfur. I know I'm going to need it eventually for stuff. Keep drinking your water until you got room. No, that's a waste of water. Your tools, I got my beacons. Some of this cave sulfur is staying back here. I'm keeping the cave sulfur in the ore compartment. You and you. I didn't bring any lead, right? I don't know if I'm going to need it for something. I know I need quartz. Tell me I've got quartz in storage. No quartz. This is just titanium. I don't even have quartz back here. We came back for quartz, and we don't have quartz. I needed the titanium anyway. That one, I guess. Tier 5. Quick, save. Save? Save. Okay. I have to keep doing that on a regular basis, eh? Maybe I got quartz in the ship. Maybe I'll have some quartz in the ship. Or in these things. Probably not, Pawn. I think you emptied all of them. Wait, what? Oh, my inventory's full. That's empty, that's empty, that's empty, that's empty. It would be a good idea, though, to have one of those on me, if I could fit it. Let's check in the old escape pod. We haven't been in here for an age. Anything in you? Weird stuff. We've got 4 of the 7 Dragon Balls that we need in order to wish ourselves back off of this horrible, horrible planet. Yeah. Friggin' hell. You did it! You saved the world! I don't know. The silicon rubber... What do I leave behind here? I'm gonna need some copper. I'm gonna need, I mean, the gold and the silver is very important. The gold, less useful. I put some silver away. I'm gonna put some gold back away. I'm gonna put some copper back in here. That gives me at least a whole slot there, and maybe that will allow me to grab one of these little boxes, and then when we get out there, we can store some things. And on the way, we'll have to pick up, no, don't open it, take it. There we go. How much room have I got? I got 2 slots left for quartz, and the friggin' sun is going down, because that will only make this easier and more fun. I gotta be scanning the bottom as we go, so that we can find quartz. Quartz just about everywhere. Isn't it in, like, sort of surfacey level caves pretty often? That kind of thing? Head back in the direction that we came from, and keep your eyes out for the quartz, is the goal of the game. Solar eclipse, Pawn. Oh, was it? What? Is there a sun? I'm not familiar with... Oh my god! There's the sun! I mean, there it isn't. Jesus, that planet is just a nuisance, is what it is. That's the first solar eclipse I've ever seen. Can't be bothered for, you know, looking for it right now, though. Because I need the damn quartz before the sun actually does go down. Quartz in the caves. Quartz growing in the rocks in the caves. Screw you! Nope. 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 Cave sulfur. I don't need it. I don't need it. Quartz in these things. I could have dismantled something from the old base. That would have been an idea. Or I could have just picked up quartz as we went. That's all the quartz I can carry. I'm full now. God damn it. We were heading toward the Aurora. Yes, that'm way. That'm way. Oh, there's my base. I went in entirely the wrong direction. It's okay, we got the quartz we needed. We got some of the quartz we needed. We're gonna end up needing more. Pawn, you're my favorite slut, says a guy cold pie. Pawn, now dance! Dance? Is there an F5? F5 does not F5. Okay, we're back in this direction. Kind of. Free air bubbles. Which are lovely. And of course it's turning night on me. There's some floaters. No, get that out and give me my headlight. My headlight on now? Indeed it is. Here's some crash site kind of stuff. And there's where we're building. Okay. Give me my builder. And make me a hatch as fast as you can. Alright, we've got a hatch. Now we're going to need a solar panel. Needs 2 quartz. I've only got 1. Right. Is the solar panel going to work down here? 93 meters. Who's to say, Pawn? Who's to say that I'm unhappy because I rarely smile? Sitting, thinking, dreaming, waiting for my ship to sail. Who's to say there's something? Oi, F5, mate, says go on. I'm not gonna save every couple of seconds. That would be excessive. I need to get back to the surface and get some air, and then I need to find me one more bit of quartz. Will do. Will do us. Air. Great. Now quartz. Quartzy quartz. There's another explodey fish coming for me from some direction. I'm gonna lose him. I ditched him. Give me this. It's easier to see. That thing is horrible. At least for visuability. Visuables? Oh, the quartz, you know, in tubes. We've found it in tubes before. Here's a tube. Up and coming. It's got a good career ahead of it on YouTube. Haha, because it's a tube. Although it's embedded into a thing, so no. No, how about in this cave system, where surely there won't be anything that wants to eat my face? 87 seconds of oxygen remain, Pawn. Don't get too lost down here. No. No, I mean, the chances that I'll be able to make my way back? Lord knows. Quartz and quartz! And some more quartz. Okay. I found the quartz. I went to the places where they keep quartz, and wouldn't you know it, they had quartz on hand. Tier 10. Build a tower for your base, climb up and down ladders, says Dramacian. Maybe I will, after I get, you know, anything working with the base. Okay, that's back. That's not where I want to be. Where's the Aurora? You're over here. Not entirely sure where I am in reference to everything else. I do have some markers out here. Giant shipwreck, way the hell up. No. Just gotta get low so you can see the terrain and then feel it back out. Because, you know, we did plant a lot of markers last time, and then the game crashed and we lost everything that we'd done. And here we are. But we're building a thing. Ooh, that's another tube. It's another coral tube. Hi. Nope. Not today, friends. I'm gonna lose them. Lose them around this edge. There we go. And then up comes another one. Yeah, go get your fish. And leave me be. 90 seconds he's got. Give me a solar panel, and just put it right on top of the damn thing for now. Definitely not going to generate any power in the middle of the flippin' night. But, you know, there it is. Now it's there. What would be the next thing that I'd build? I'd be going up, right? That's what you guys said. Why not make a vertical thing? And, you know, be able to come up to it from the surface. You know? What the hell? Titanium is cheap. I don't have any of it, though, so I'm going to have to actually deconstruct that. Because I'm going to need that titanium for hopefully building a, my own buildy builder. Buildy Builder pawn? Yeah, the Buildy Builder, you know? The thing that will allow me to make things out here. And then I can take all this salvage and turn it into titanium. How long is this night going to be, sir? I need power. I guess I don't. I can go in there and see what I need to build the Buildy Builder. Where is the thing? There it is. Head in there.
Emergency power.
I know.
Oxygen production offline.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? Not much different from being, you know, anywhere else in here. Table coral sample! Oh, you prick. Oh, you prick. I put those away. No, wait, I dropped them, didn't I? Didn't I drop my table coral samples and stuff somewhere right around here? Are these my mushrooms that I dropped? Pick up table coral sample! Ah ha ha! Oh, you prick. Okay. You? As soon as I walk in... Yeah. As soon as I walk in, boom, I got my own Buildy Builder. AKA the Fabricator. Good. No oxygen to speak of in here. That's fine. What else can I make? You're gonna need, quartz and titanium for the big lockers. Good. Radio is titanium and copper ore. Might as well have you nearby. Hello! Hello! The sun came, and the sun'll come out tomorrow. In fact, right now, the sun will come out. Yes, it will. The scanner room is a good investment, though. What is why I plan ahead, Cavoodle? I planned ahead. Look, there's suddenly oxygen for me to breathe. So we got a radio down here. I need more titanium, and I can make it now, although we do have to wait for the power to generate a bit. I doubt we're going to be getting the best power generation 100 meters underneath the sea with our solar panel. But maybe! Give me the salvage, and then go straight back in, and we'll find out how much power it takes to make titanium from the salvage. Not much. Not much. Okay. What else do I want to be building in here? Well, you definitely want lockers for storage. In fact, instead of just having... I mean, it's nice to have everything, like, right there when you're working and building and whatnot. But let's build this thing out a little bit more before I do. Will you stop trying to put that places? Stop it. Thank you. If I build... I could build a ring, I suppose. I now know how to make the scanner room, eh? Table coral sample and 5 titanium. Okay, well I've got table coral sample right here. Dropped it on the ground earlier. Boom. And then in terms of having more titanium, yeah, there you go. More titanium. We can have our own scanner room. I don't know what they do, but F5! F5! Rodbotic and a guy called 5. We've saved it! It happened! Build the glass tube corridors, says Crispy Critter. Actually, I should be outside for this. To see what the scanner room actually looks for. I want to look at the scanner room that I can make. Theoretically. Theoretically. Go that... Well, I can't, apparently. Doesn't... Is it too heavy and I need a base for it or something? Because it's not letting me place it. So I'm guessing I need a base. Alright, well let's make some more corridor kind of things. I kind of like the idea of... That takes 2 glass. I'm not making glass. Why does some of it only take, like, the quartz and other makes me do work? Oh, I don't want that in my life. Can you, spin with the... Rotate was what? Aha! So, I can make it a nice little roundabout, I guess. It's just picky on placement of large base pieces, is parallel. Is it? Okay. Well, I've got this, you know, wide open space right here. I'm gonna put that in. Okay. And then, how are we doing on air, by the way? 69 seconds remaining. Scanner room. Aha! I can have a scanner room right there. Presume I don't have all the things I need for it right now, because I just built another thing. But so there's that, and then if I would connect it with that or something? Why you no connect, bro? Why you say I can't? That's not attached, says Robotic. Well, obviously. Do I have to build out to it first? Okay. I'm learning. I'm also learning that I need to breathe. I figured it was on a grid system, and, you know, I could build it there and then attach to it. There's a little bit of air in my lungs. Build out one more, because apparently that's what it wants from me. And then from out here, you'll let me have the scanner room. You won't let me have the scanner room. What the hell is wrong with the scanner room? Hi. Hi, you. How you doing? Yeah? You want to play? You want to play? Bitch. He did want to play, and he did me significantly more damage. What? Rotate the schematics, says Major Lord Exelberth. Okay. Can I build from the inside? Rotate, rotate. Rotate, rotate. Doesn't look like I can build from the inside. Position it so it auto-connects. Says, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Go on. That's what I've been assuming it would be able to do all on its own. Are you still pissed off about that row we had earlier? Don't be a dick. You know what? Maybe then, can I take that out and get my titanium back? And then, if it is a matter of rotating it correctly... Make it! Quickly! Before it decides I can't anymore. Okay, what else do I need? Things. I'm not exact. Did it say it takes, I need titanium and copper? 3 titanium and copper. That's silver. Damn it. Give me some more, scrap here, please. Metal salvage inventory full. Tier 100. Looks like you need to connect to the bottom of it. Got it, Dramacian. Thank you for the cheer, and thank you guys for trying to help me with this horror that I'm going through right now. What have I got in terms of, you know, things and stuff? I may have to deconstruct. I may have to deconstruct, like, something in order to build storage. I wanted to build the other thing first, but storage, what are you? You'd be interior modules. I want to go straight to a locker. I need 2 titanium. I don't have that 2 titanium, so deconstruct that bit. And then give me a locker so that I can store things. I'm very not used to the builder here. I keep opening everything but what I want. Put you there. And then, no, see, and then the right click, left click, escape sometimes works, sometimes doesn't thing. A little bit troublesome to me. Oh, I'm carrying titanium. Screw it. No, don't screw it. Damn it! With your... Open this and make the into that. God. I didn't realize I had extra scrap in my thing. You might notice that I'm going back and forth between 900 fucking things because this game is just really easy. It's so just seamless to know what you're doing while you're doing it. Give me this. And then rotate, build. Thank you. And it's that. I'm gonna need more copper or something? 2 copper ore is what it's saying I don't have. Okay. Really? I don't have it? I don't. What does it take? 5 titanium, 2 copper ore, gold, table coral sample. When I mouse over it, it says titanium, copper ore, gold, table coral sample. I don't understand what I don't have from this. Is it saying I need 2 copper ore? Because I've got them. So it's not saying that. Does it say I need the titanium and the gold and the... like... That's... you know, the more I play this, the more it's striking me that perhaps they needed another year in alpha. Or at least some time taken, like, studying how people play the game and what people struggle with understanding and, you know, whether or not they should take out the autosave feature that was working yesterday and then they got rid of it for reasons that nobody makes. I need a singular titanium. How would I know that? Because it says gold and table coral sample as well. So the way that it just says titanium... Okay. The way that it just says titanium also suggests that I need, the gold and the table coral sample. Right? I don't understand that at all. That is a horrible, miserable way of communicating to people what they don't have and still need. Good job, fellas. Look! I made a scanner room, though! And I need water.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Okay, that was easy and seamless and made a lot of sense to me. Camera! I've got a camera. What is this? Okay, I've got a camera that I can now, like... I can fly a camera around? Oh, that's neat! And then it's electric and stuff like that, and then, when I just... How do I recharge it? Like, I presume I just get it back here, and then... Like, what's that? It's that, and then if I right-click, if I escape... Okay, escape works on that one. Interesting, I use a camera to sort of scout. Cool. And there's a fabricator in this room that works with higher-level stuff. Magnetite. Computer chips, battery, glass, makes a camera drone. Scanner room range upgrade, so I can fly my little camera drones further away. Scanner room speed upgrade. Enhances speed of scanner room functionality. So, presumably I can put things in the scanner room and do something here? Yeah? This is interesting. Tier 10, the blueprint tells you. Okay. Blueprints. Scanner room. You mean while I'm building it? Are you talking about Germacian? Are you talking about the, what's lacking? Because they gave me a list that showed a bunch of things that I had in my inventory. And how was I supposed to know? Like, what was the use of that list from a game designer's perspective in communication to people? To the player. How does that work for us? Yeah, you must be talking about that because the scanner room doesn't explain its functions. Not in that menu anyway. Cave sulfur, data box, salts, rack. So these are the things that I've already done, I presume? Tier 5, build the HUD chip. HUD? The heads-up display chip? Would that be over here? Scanner room HUD chip. Computer chip and magnetite. Well, I don't have magnetite. I haven't found it, and I need something else to be able to gather it from... Maybe I did find some magnetite at some point. It might have been in a save that died when the game crashed and we got totally screwed. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, this is getting less impressive the longer that I play it. Tools, survival knife, repair tools. There are things that I can make out of the things that I've got. I can make electronics, I can make wiring kits. Why am I here again? What am I doing? What's the friggin' point? I forget. You were gonna make, a whole other place, Paul. This is gonna be a whole nother base for you. Well, I need another quartz in order to make more room for stuff. Let's go back out and get the rest of the salvage that's at hand, that's nearby, because there's a fair bit of it, if I remember correctly. Keep this out in your hand in case there's something to scan that you've scanned before, but the game crashed, so... Nuclear waste disposal. Yay! More salvage. More salvage. Tier 5, radio message pawn, if you want to continue the story. Okay, I will do that. I think we are wrapping up in Planet Coaster here. Planet Base. We are wrapping up in Subnautica, because this is, you know, after the game crash, it really became quite a grind, and the longer that I play it, the more I'm sitting here going, that's not how you do that, guys. Hi, how you doing? I'm gonna die because I just don't care anymore. That's not a good way to implement that. Surely you do it differently than that. And I don't need another game in my life that chaps my ass like this, where what it shows you is not quite, what it should. Bad game design is really, for me, it hurts me. It hurts me so much. It hurts me especially when you guys like, you know, the game that I'm playing and I'm sitting here just going, but how do you have a list when you're staring at something that shows you what you still need to build that includes the things that are in your inventory but doesn't make a specific, like, note of which one that is missing and lists things that you've already got next to things that you don't? How do you do that? How do you not see that that's wrong?
This is Sunbeam. You know Aurora. We're from a little transgov on the far side of Andromeda.
We've heard this
before. We have a saying there.
Uh-huh.
There's no bad without the good, no good without the bad.
Yeah.
Sounds like you tasted a bunch of the former. but that only means you're overdue a whole lot of the latter.
Yeah.
Might just be we're in. We're scanning for somewhere to park. We'll be in touch when we find it. Sunbeam out.
Parallel, I totally disagree with the implementation. When you're building, it shows you the order it builds in 5 titanium first, then 2 copper, then gold, then table coral. 1, it does not explain that to me, the player. Okay? You need to, like, look at game design from the perspective of somebody who has no idea what they're doing in the game. Even if you do. Even if you've figured it out. That is a horrible implementation. You know, you could have used 2 different colors. Green and red. You have the things in green, you still need the things in red. Easy, like, communication to the player. When they made Super Mario, level 1, they had, like, you know, a little star blocking thing that you jump up and it gives you powers and things like that. You know how they communicated that? In the language of humanity. It was a glowy, shiny, fun, good thing. You can use colors to simply display that these are things you have and these are things you need. You could not list the things that you already have in your inventory and don't need. Another option, having a list that includes all of the things you're going to need with no distinguishing mechanic or visual, it's just bad game design. And it's fine, you can't think of everything as a game designer. There's always going to be holes and flubs and stuff. But this has just been a horrible, miserable playthrough. Hour and 20 minutes lost when the game crashes, and they used to have an autosave mechanic, and then they took it out when they went 1.0. Good idea. The running back and forth and getting here, and I didn't have the things, that was just my gameplay and me just being, like, frustrated in the first place and not thinking it through, but it's just turned into a bad experience for me, and the more that I keep playing, the more I'm going to keep seeing all the things that are like, okay, what does this room do? Why does it exist? Why did I make it? You're here to tell me, build the scanner room HUD chip, streams data from scanner rooms to the HUD. Cool. What? I mean, that's fine, because it's another thing to do. It's another, like, alright, now I'll build that and I'll discover. That's fine. But it's just, I'm in a bad mood now, and I'm going to be seeing all those things, and I can't deal with people who are going to be arguing that, no, that's fine, that's an okay means of game design. You know, not communicating anything to the player, in the language that, like, it's English. It's visual English. What's Pawn's score on the game? 0 out of 10, lols. It's fine. It's a fine game. It's just, it's been in development for so long, and you just expect polish. And the kind of polish that we get, yeah, I noticed. I'm not sure that I care. The kind of polish that we get these days out of the game industry, the escape tab thing here, kind of polish that we get out of these games is visual polish. Like, not out of just, that isn't just a criticism of Subnautica. That's just what we get, you know? The whole game industry thinks that what you want, what we all want, what we're all looking for out of life, damn it, come here, is, you know, more visual fidelity, more, you know, building, crafting menus, more this, more, no, could we get, like, stable gameplay? Could we get that? Could we get, like, you know, take some time and think about how we're going to play and make sure that it all works? Could we get that? Could we get you, like, thinking about each portion of your game the way that the designers of old games did? Because they knew that you couldn't go online and look it up. And it's become shorthand for everyone everywhere in the games industry to just be like, you know, it doesn't need to be clear, it doesn't need to teach itself, it doesn't need to be in-game. You can just go online and look it up. Come on the forums and ask. Used to be, you'd buy a game, there was a manual in it, and if the manual didn't cover everything you needed to know, you were screwed. You'd have to ask friends who maybe don't, you know, maybe have the game. Hopefully.
Vital signs.
And because of that, we got better games. Because people had to sit down and really think it through. They had to really care about your experience as a player and really concern themselves with experiences that they couldn't imagine having, you know? Like, that first level in Mario. You start at the left side of the screen. Why? White space in the right. Tells you you're going to be walking to the right. Didn't need, like, modern games you start up a new game and it's like, press right to go right. Good work, player. Press space to jump. You don't need that. You really don't need that. Poor game design. If you're thinking about the experience of your players, and you've got some, you know, ability to conceive of other people different than you can do this. But I see in the games industry, like, an incredible, like, one-minded view, like, how am I gonna play the game, you know? How am I playing the game in testing becomes, I just assume everyone else is gonna play it like this. Why the F do I keep getting ads for a dating site for bisexual women who want to cheat on their boyfriends with other women? How do I get those ads? A guy cold pie. Pawn is really complaining about nothing. He's just carrying over frustration of the game crash to other aspects that are perfectly fine. Are you fucking kidding me, Mage Lord Exelberth? The little things like this tab, and then I can't back out with escape. Fabricator. I'm saying that it's not a... These aren't big deals, but now that I'm in this menu, I can escape out. And in fact, there's no other way to get out of this menu except for to, like, walk away while your view is snapped to the thing. That's... little oversights, little things. The fact that you use a list of objects... Yeah, you guys aren't fair to me, you know? You guys aren't fair to me, is what I'm gonna say. You want me to love all the games that you love and overlook all of the little things, and then you're not fair to me. I make, you know, very solid, relevant points. I sit here for 5 minutes and talk about, you know, the modern games industry, and you just like, fuck Pawn, he doesn't know what he's talking about. No, he's just been, you know, professionally evaluating games for 5 years. Which isn't my job. I'm just here to, like, play games and have fun and make silly jokes and stuff. And it does drain me to see games that are made like this. Maybe because I come from a different era. Maybe you guys never got to see good games. I don't know. Maybe you never got to see games that, like, explain themselves or didn't need explanation because they were so well designed. I mean, Zelda. Imagine Zelda coming out today. Are you kidding me? You'd never figure out the way the original Zelda. You'd never figure out how to play the damn thing. Because it would have been made from designers who didn't take the time to think about that. There's so much hidden crap in Zelda. There's so much you have to just play in order to explore, in order to find. But there's all these connecting points. There's all these things. They've thought about which way is the player likely to go first. And if they go this way, we'll put enemies that are too hard for them so that they have to kind of turn back. Like, that's design. And what we have today are a lot of game makers. And Subnautica isn't that bad. It's just, like, people spend so much time in their alpha builds, tacking crap on and tacking crap on and tacking crap on, and they get a community that's really supportive of the game because they're like, this is going to be great. And so they just keep, like, shoving shit into the game without really caring about the core mechanics. I see that constantly. I hate it in Kerbal Space Program. I hate it in all of Frontiers games. And I'm stumbling upon it in Subnautica. And yes, it pissed me off that there's no autosave feature after they had an autosave feature and they got rid of it and we lost an hour and 20 minutes worth of game. Because now I feel like I'm retreading ground. I am retreading ground. I've already been here. There were things I found, things I explored. Now I've lost them. So yeah. And then I start looking, and I've been ignoring the escape tab thing. I've been trying to make a joke out of it, but you've got multiple mechanics for the same functional, like, interaction in your game world. That's bad design. That is bad design every time. You've got a list that tells me 4 things. I'm staring at it right there. I have no idea what you're trying to communicate to me. List of 4 things that I need. I've got this, I've got that, I've got that. And it just says titanium. It doesn't tell me how many I need. It doesn't, you know, this one tells me that I need 2 of them, but I've got that in my inventory. So why are you telling me I need 2 of them? Why not use all of the... There's so many ways that are acceptable as a solution for that, and the way that they chose is not, because it doesn't function to communicate to the player what needs to be done. You can also click outside that Fabricator menu to escape it. Really? Okay, I've never... You can just click off of it. Never even considered that. Never even considered doing that, because you get this menu snapped to it, and it's just not my thing. I usually escape out of things, which is great. Escape works there. And then you go into one of these, and you pause the game. And it's multiple mechanics to achieve the same thing that are inconsistent from one object to the next. Don't do that in game design. Not, you know, I'm not demanding perfection. But it really, like, the games will chap my ass, and then it just double chaps my ass when people in chat want to just dismiss what I'm saying like there's no validity to it. I'm pretty sure there's a fair bit of validity to what I'm saying right now. Never considered it because using escape is how the game tells you to do it on other menus, like Quan said, don't be inconsistent. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's it for Subnautica. You know, I was having fun, game took a turn, fact is I didn't pay for it, and that puts me in another very weird kind of situation, because game developers send me games for free, and it's good. It's good for, like, the review portion of what I find myself doing, that I didn't intend to, because I don't have that attachment that people who paid for it do, you know? If you paid $20 out of pocket for a game, and then it starts doing stuff that's like, this sucks, I don't like this, you just kind of push past it, because you got $20 in. You know, if you got it for free, from the game developer, I don't have that incentive to ignore the little things that don't matter. That's good. That's good for game review. It's good for, media, for people who are reporting on this kind of stuff. But I am in that situation where other people overlook things and want to just say, it's no big deal, and that sort of thing. And it's not necessarily a big deal. But, like, it gets bigger the more that people who like the game, want to dismiss it as an issue. It's one thing to say, I really love this game. Yeah, that's inconsistent. That's not right. That could be better. It's another thing to say, I like the game, and everything that you're saying is bullshit, and you're just making it up. I'm not making it up. And I'm pretty sure, since I have video evidence that I'm not making it up, that frustrates the hell out of me. Getting the people in the room are just like, Now KSP is off the list, Subnautica is off the list, Planet Coaster is off the list, so what will we be playing? No, I'll be back to Planet Coaster. I hate the way that Planet Coaster does a lot of things, but eventually I get them done and I feel satisfied. KSP, still trucking through, we're just taking it slowly and piece by piece. But yeah, Subnautica today, I mean, if I reflect back on this whole live stream that we've done, you know, we pushed the game forward, and then the first hour and 20 minutes I was playing around with, trying to find that pod, and we went far and wide, and we couldn't find the pod because I don't have the information that I need in order to find the pod, and that feels like cut, the progress swept out from under my feet, you've been tripped a little bit. Your opinion is appreciated and great. We need to get you to give speeches at game studios. Cheers, Phoenix, with that. This industry is really messed up right now. But my experience with the game today, what did we do? We had, like, a mission to go find a pod. Apparently I don't have the information that I need to find the pod. I'm trying to figure out which direction to go based on the information. It's not there. I can't find the pod. So, alright, I've got this sort of thing hanging out there that's not resolved now. But it did force us to explore, so we explored, and we found some things, and I got my first diamonds, and I saw these deals, and I put markers all around the world, and then the game crashes. And then the autosave system that we prove existed before they came out of alpha, they ripped out of it, so now I don't have any autosave, and now we've lost an hour and 20 minutes. So that kind of sucks. You could like say, okay, well, that's fair enough. That kind of, that's gonna kind of undercut your experience with the game. And especially once you know that they had an autosave system and ripped it out, it's like, wow, you just really kind of fucked me for no reason, didn't you? I agree with you on most games, just not fully with the build system. When you first start building, it has a UI that shows you how much you need and what you're missing with bright red. When you start building, it makes a list, starting at the top and going down, and won't let you use the later stuff till you do the first, which is dumb, I agree with that. But if you want to replace Subnautica with something, there's Valkyria Chronicles, which Parallel donated to me, sent me a key for. Yeah, I don't think we can just agree to disagree, because I don't think that there's, like, I find that to be objectively the worst implementation that you could come up with. Like, in that menu, there's so many other ways that I could imagine to communicate to the player, with either colors, with either not displaying certain parts of the list, with using all of the materials that you have, regardless. I mean, it's just building. There's no reason why the titanium has to go in first and then the other thing has. It's a video game. You don't have to build the substructure first. We're just building the model, and the model's not complete until it's all done. So why not just take all of the materials I have and consume them, and make the model to the 70% point, and then you can list, this is what you need left. And then you don't have to have a list at all. There are, like, half a dozen different ways I can see to implement that system that aren't all of the items you need in a list. That's the worst possible solution. Short of just, it would actually be, in one way, I could say that it's worse than just not giving you a list of things, right? If it just didn't give you a list of things, then you would, like, go back and forth from the blueprint menu and go, okay, what do I need? And what have I got? Okay, and then, like, it would feel better to not know and not have information on the screen that's misleading and then have to figure it all out and untie it. That would feel better than to have, like, this list in front of you that gives you misleading information. You need these 2 things. Then you go in your inventory. I have those 2 things. You need one of these. I have one of those. You need one of these. The hell is going on? Why is this list? What is it telling me? I think that's an objectively, like, I don't think that's a subjective, we can disagree on that. That's the worst possible implementation I can imagine, short of maybe just not doing anything, which might be better. This industry is just in a really weird state, and it's in this state very much because of just what capitalism is. The games industry, you know, it is more profitable and a better idea to make a marketable game than a good one. It's more profitable to end a game before you to ship a game before you're done building it. Because you don't have to these days. Everything's online, you've got modding communities, people will patch it up for you. It actually makes more sense, logically, to release the game when you've got it 90% done, put it out there, and then see what people bitch and whine and complain and moan about that really sucks when they start to play it, and then put your resources into fixing that. That makes more sense. Money-wise, that makes way more sense. Artistically-wise, being good at your job-wise, not, like, intentionally not finishing, not putting the effort in, not coming up with a finished product that you're proud of to hand to people, that doesn't make sense. But on the capitalism side of things, yeah. Why spend your money and your time and your development resources on, you know, building the game to what you think is going to be completion and then find out what people don't like and then have to tinker, when you can just ship it at about 85-90% done, find out what people really bitch about, and then put some resources in there, tie it up, move on to the next thing. That and crowdfunding have really screwed up gaming. Gohan Shurington, is there any way we can add a multiplayer game to the lineup? I don't know, I'm not very into them. I'm not very into them. It's very hard to run a live stream when you've got a whole bunch of other players around. Sharon, would you do a song parody about the game development industry? Song of your choice, lol, Sister Mason, I don't know. Besides Minecraft, says Gohan, I don't know. Crowdfunding has really screwed up this industry as well, because, you know, people have good ideas and put them out there, put little chunks of them out there, and people start funding it, and then these games, like, wind up in, you know, alpha states for the next 6 years of development. Why? Because they've got money coming in, they've got a community that's already playing them, and the community has accepted that this game doesn't have to be done. And then what you get at the end of the day, more and more and more often, I don't think this is my experience alone, what you get at the end of the day is these games that ship 1.0, we're done with the game, here you go, and you get it and go, sounds broken. You get it and find out it is nowhere near 1.0, but they've lived in this world where alpha has been, you know, alpha's fine, alpha's fine, alpha's fine, alpha's fine. People are still buying the game. People are still recommending the game. People are still playing the game. There's no, like, direct, like, get the game done that's coming back on them. And then they go 1.0. Kerbal Space Program at 1.0. Wheels didn't work. Whoops! Stop cheering, says a guy called Pie. Cheer 40. Why would Paul want to play with this group of nerds? It's difficult. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit scared of it. Because we've done, in the past, we've done live streams where we've played multiplayer together in, like, Minecraft, where I had everybody just come onto the Discord and we voice chatted. And that was fun, but it also turned into a completely different show, you know? I don't know how to continue being the Ronin pawn and leading a thing when there's so many other voices around there. I actually ended up just sitting back and being quiet, and you guys were talking, and I'm picking at the wall and just letting you guys do everything. And when I watch this live streams back, I'm like, why would anybody watch this? Cheer 100. Cheer, cheer, cheer for a guy named Bot. Thank you for the cheers, the support. Early in the month, you're already making me, like, fiscally solvent. Thank you so much. Tier 5, F you, pie. I'll cheer all I want and you can't stop. KSP 1.0 was purely to put out an utterly broken console port, says KL Graham. That's acceptable. That's tolerable. That's the world now. You know, don't ship a 1.0 where in a state where it's done. I mean, XCOM 2 came out and the thing was like 30 frames per second on some of the most powerful computers that were out then. There were people complaining, I've got a water-cooled system with a GTX 10, I don't even know what was out then, but they had like the massive video cards and water-cooled system, and they're like, I can't play the last level at higher than 12 frames per second. Massively unoptimized. The game still had like a developer's tweak in it where if you ended the level, you could either sit there and wait for 45 seconds while it unloaded the level, or you could just hit tab and it would just skip all of the unloading and let you into the game. Undocumented, but working in there. It's just so normal for things to be unfinished and half-broken in this industry these days. Cheer 15, help! I don't know how not to cheer as this go on. I can't stop! Evil Donner Vulcan cheers 100 only for you, Pie. If you're gonna waste all that money, just effing give it to me directly, you cock. No, they're giving it to me! Cheer 50, I have another 800 bits to cheer at Pawn, also Mumma, but he is rich already. Who's Muma? Who's a Muma? Yeah, he's rich already. Help me out. Things got tight this month. I'm fine. I'm just fine. KSP 1.1 was about the dev team changeover and the old guard rushing to finish something, says Rune Antilles. Yeah, and it was like, there's a game that's been in development for ages and ages and ages, and you could have been in development for another 6 months to a year and released a 1.0 that was a 1.0. But they rushed to, like, you know, didn't 1.0 also give us 64-bit? So there was a lot of that. I believe 1.0 they rebuilt all of the in-game messagings, the text displays, GUIs, and stuff like that. They'd been using some other proprietary system. They made their own in Unity 5 or switched over to the default of Unity 5. They did a whole bunch of stuff in that version. And people want to congratulate them for them. And yeah, good work on like putting a whole bunch of stuff in between versions. Why in God's name would you take a game you've been developing for like 4 years, slowly testing, getting everything right, squeezing the bugs out of it, and then you're going to go 1.0 and you just shove a whole bunch of stuff in there and change all the things that you've been refining and make new systems to replace the old ones and then just ship it out? Like, what has the 4 years been for? If you're just going to take all of that and, like, throw it out, and we'll go 64-bit at the same time as we implement this, and we won't have a significant period of testing, and we won't release it as an alpha. We're just going to shove it all in there, hope it works. Oh, wheels don't work? Oh, shit. It's kind of crucial, isn't it? It's yeah, wheels in a builder. That's, huh. Dude. Why would you do that? Cheertang, you should send this live stream by swimming 3,000 kilometers out, and you should end this live stream by swimming 3,000 kilometers out and 8,000 kilometers down. What happens then? Do you fall out of the planet? Or is that like the secret and you go home immediately? Damn, you guys are making it rain for Pawn. Yes, thank you for the rain. I needed it. I haven't showered today. Seriously, I leave for a single episode of Counterpart, and we are bitching about development again. This is what early access is. But it's 1.0 now, Rune! They went 1.0! Just to spite you, Pa, you should make everyone spite you more often. Cheer 100. It's not wasted if Pawn gets it. Thank you so much for the dollars after dollars after dollars. Cheer 100. Muma is a pro Overwatch player who plays for the Houston Outlaws. Oh, okay. 1.0 was the Unity upgrade. They went to Unity 5 from Unity not 2 or something, right? 1.0 was the Philippe Phalange and the dev team that did 80% of KSP left for another company at the same time. This is Rune Antilles. Yeah. Yeah, it's just ridiculous that you would do all that work and take all that time like refining and developing and testing and getting feedback, and then when your 1.0 comes out, just cram a bunch of new stuff in there that's untested and ship it and say, 1.0, yay! It's, you know what it is? It's capitalism again. It's good marketing. We can sell a lot more copies when we go 1.0. We'll still treat it like an alpha. It'll still be half broken. They just did what they could before their contract ended, says Rune Antilles. If I recall correctly, they ended up at Valve, bought as a pack, says Rune Antilles. Really? That's interesting. Because, I mean, the game is... you know what? The people who make KSP would be good engine designers. or like core, like mechanic design. Like gameplay is not their thing. Design is not their thing. There was a huge exodus with 1.3 as well, I believe. Hello, Pizza Good. Hello. Early access will never be a true 1.0. It's true. It's true. It's kind of horrible what crowdfunding has done to games development. I mean, it's great because you get people making games that, you know, they don't need the big studio over their head and that kind of stuff. You get some independence, but also just the nature of having that community who's supporting you with money. What does it end up in? It ends up in a hug box. And it ends up in a community that expects your game not to be finished. Ever. Like, they don't ever hold you to the standard that they would have because they've been playing your game since before, you know, all of the major features got in there, and they watched you implement all the major features, and they saw it as a slight improvement, a slight improvement, a slight improvement. And the thing is, when you just come to a 1.0 that's finished, according to Early Access, and look at it, and you're not looking at it as in, well, it was this, and then it did this, and then it did that, and then it did... You look at it from a flat perspective, you go, well, that doesn't work. That's broken. That could be better. Why do you have multiple control systems? Why does escape work in this, but not over there? And you see it completely different than the hug box of people who bought into it during early access and who paid to help you make it. It's not good for the quality of the games we're getting. It is good for, you know, getting games, I guess, as long as you're okay with them being half built. We should all have learned the lesson by now that early access will never be 1.0. Parallel Cheers 5. Been too long without a cheer. Thank you. They abandoned ships, as amazing. Is Darkest Dungeon the only early access game that truly went 1.0, says Kalegram? I've got Darkest Dungeon. I've opened it once and never got around to playing it. Thank you for whoever donated me Darkest Dungeon that I need to eventually get around. I like DD so much I bought it twice. Really, go on. Rebought it for my Switch. Ooh. I remember a time when no gamer even knew what a 1.0 was. I feel old. Yeah, things used to just, like, come out, didn't they? Go into a store, you'd buy a game, and now you have the game. And now, like, we're so involved in the development process of these games that developers actually kind of get to justify the notion that, well, you would know what's going on if you just read the developer's notes. Why should I have to read your log of... Can I just buy and play the game? No, because we're not designers. We're game makers. We didn't think about how you'd play the game. We just thought about making the game and selling the game. Crowdfunding has its pros, and the big bad cons, as Renan Tilly's indeed. The Witcher's on sale. I hear great things. I haven't played it yet. Pawn could stream that. Sale where? Steam has it on sale, so Steam's got The Witcher on sale. Pawn, you weren't paying attention to the game. All the other streamers I've been watching could figure it out, and so did I, says Looney7. Well, I figured it out. I figured out what I needed, with a little bit of help from you. I stopped to... Here's the thing. Other streamers don't have any balls. Other people in the media industry don't say what's obvious. They walk over the top of it. They see it. Okay, the good ones actually see it, and they go, it's not a big deal. And they move past it. And they don't mention it. Because they want to have relationships with game development companies. Because they want people to send them free codes, and they want to feel like they're friends and they're insiders in the industry. It makes you feel like real good. You stop feeling like a guy who's sitting in front of a webcam with the Star Trek Enterprise behind you, wasting a bunch of people's time when developers start contacting you and say, hey, we got a new version that coming out, we'd like you to play the game. And the only way that they're going to do that is if you make the best of your presentation of the game. My criticisms of that system of building, it's not that it can't be figured out, it's that the worst possible implementation that you could possibly have, and should have been obvious to a game designer. Like, all you have to do is sit there and think about it. What am I telling the player right now? Here's all the things you need. Some of them are in your inventory, some of them aren't, and I'm not communicating to you which ones. Having a top-down list, okay. That's one way of doing it. It's the worst way of doing it imaginable. Phoenix Within, if you haven't noticed, there isn't some amount of building involved. He doesn't play it. Really? I hadn't noticed, but seems that way, doesn't it? Oops, I accidentally tripped a mod. Something. Really? It's not about the player being able to figure it out, it's about the player not needing to, says Gaylor. Yeah. Yeah, like you would figure out in Mario. I like that as an example because it's such a good thing. You know, that first level of Mario, it's so clean and it's so nothing is being taught. There is no teaching moment in Mario in the first moment that you open Mario, but you imagine a person who's never played a video game before, picks up the controls, okay, starts the level, hits the button that says start on it, starts the game, and they're standing there. Nothing else on screen, bunch of white space on one side of the screen, they're on one side. Well, they press the D-pad in a couple of different directions. Oh, going this way. It immediately taught them how to move. It immediately taught them that they'll be moving left to right, usually. You move a little bit across a completely wide open space, no enemies, no danger to you, then you encounter the first enemy. The weakest kind of enemy, it's not going to do anything to you. You will either walk right into it and find out, oh, that's an enemy and here's the penalty, and I need to avoid that enemy, or you'll jump over it, or you'll jump onto it. And then, because there's a possibility that you could jump over it and skip the learning experience of that would have killed me, and skip the learning experience of I can attack that enemy by jumping on top of it, then the next couple of screens put you in positions where it's really hard for a new player to jump over the top of all of those things. It's more likely that they'll try and they'll jump on them because there's 2 in a row, there's 3 in a row, that sort of thing. You're forcing the player to learn the mechanics without creating and now let's all sit down and learn moment. That's game design. Thinking about your player's experience critically, imagining their mindset and not yours, and then designing the game from that perspective. Looking at how can I communicate what needs to be communicated in the most universal way possible. You know, the things that you hit your head with in Mario are bright, glowy, happy-colored things that stand out. They could have made that sprite anything. They could have made it a slightly different, discolored brick. And it wouldn't have fundamentally changed the game. You would have figured out that that's, you know, when you see those discolored bricks, then you hit those. But, for the sake of a player learning how to play the game, immediately you make them very different. You make them bright and shiny and, you know, communicate that this is a good thing. Language of visuals. Language of games. It was invented by these people. And because they had to think about it, they did think about it, and they made really good games. And nowadays, people rely on the shorthand of, well, everybody's already done it before. You can look up somebody playing the game. You can come on to the forums. You can look up a wiki article about it. You can read about the game in order to figure out how to play it, and that means I don't have to be a game designer. I don't have to do what this is about, which is creating an experience for you, which necessarily to do so well, I have to get inside your head, not mine. You need to follow my stream plan recommendation. Then you can actually play all the games you never got to play. Parallel, was that you who said, you know, on Fridays you could do this, and Sundays you could do that, and Monday? It's a good idea. I do need to get more on that schedule. I feel like we've been trying a lot of new things lately. We started on This Is the Police, and I want to play more of that because it's good. We started on Subnautica. It was real good for the first 4 hours, and the game crashed, and then it just pissed me off, and I get in here and I'm starting to see all the holes in it, and I can't complete the story because it tells me to follow from number 4 to the other one. Oh, but you didn't find number 4, or you did, but we didn't mark it on your map. And it's just like, that's, again, your job as a game designer, like, play the game yourself and figure out, like, where I'm going to get hung up, where people are going to get hung up. How do you keep making it feel like they're engaged in the world? I remember the days before we've been playing a lot of other things, is the thing, and I feel like we've been exploring, but, I should probably get on a schedule parallel. Get myself onto we'll do this, you know, we'll experiment on this day, and then we'll play something we experimented on that was good on this day. It's a good idea. I remember the days before we got involved at development. Bugs made it through all the time. Sometimes the main quest was unplayable without patches. Yeah, way back in the day. You remember that? There's a really good game called E.T. 3700, I'd rather not have to figure out poorly designed UI, says Kale Graham. Remember Black Isle? You know, I think early access was fueled by the big companies shoveling recycled crap at us year after year, says Major Lord Exelworth. I mean, it's good that we've got independent developers and that you don't have to cater to and kowtow to and bow down to these giant industry. And the AAA games, I don't even come near them most of the time, because they just seem to think that game design is all about, like, visual fidelity and graphics and stuff. They don't give you interesting characters. They don't give you interesting game mechanics. It's just all about, you know, having a really good 1.5-minute advertisement showing off your graphics and your explosions. It's not a game that I'm interested in. shills of the game companies. Plus, the big game companies are pretty notorious for like taking designers and just forcing them to work like 90-hour work weeks and stuff like that. And so it's good that we've got independent game development going on here. I guess I think what I want to see is that I want to see indie game developers being responsible about how they accept money and how they set up their communities. It's tricky. It's tricky, but you gotta have like a disconnect and an involvement. I could do a whole episode on exactly like how this could be made to work because it's not working now. With what we're getting, the communities that become a hug box and you end up getting games that are never finished. There's too many interim releases and too much time spent tacking new things on, and it would be better if you made, a solid little game and said, this is how we want to expand it, would you support us? And then you get the support, and just don't release anything for like another 6 to 8 months, and then come down with a big update and say, how do you like what we've done? And have taken that 6 to 8 months to not just cram crap in so that the people who've supported you will feel like they're getting something back for their money, but you've spent that time refining your game at every step, Have development cycles. We're going to build up to this point in the game of the things we want to add, and then we're going to take 2 months and we're going to go back through it and tweak it and tinker, because it always needs that. And then we'll release, and we'll get some feedback, and then we'll have another 2 months of like bug testing and tweaking some more, and then we'll go into another big build arc. Like, there's a responsible way to do this, and it's not been being done that way. Parallel says, I like Eagle Raptor, Aaron from Game Grump, sequelitis for Mega Man and how he covers game devs showing versus telling. Yes, another really good example of how game design is supposed to be done. You don't say, every time I see a game where you start out and it's like a simple walk your character around thing and they have to introduce, use the WASD keys to... I don't know. Maybe that's still relevant if you're coming from console gaming, you've never touched a computer before, and you're like, why aren't the arrow buttons moving? I guess. Press spacebar to jump, Jesus. Without crowdfunding, there would have been no Minecraft, no KSP, no Subnautica. I don't think I like that world as much as I can complain about unfinished stuff, says Rune Antilles. Yeah, we just need to, now that we've seen, here's the thing, now that we've seen what we get out of crowdfunding scenarios, we need to refine it. We need to change how we do it. Because if we're not evolving how it works, if we're not making it better, this is never going to get better. We'll just still be in the same scenario. Minecraft it's a very wide game that is unfinished. There's a lot of things to do in there, but it's a great sandbox. It's a great sandbox, and I have no complaints about it as a sandbox and for all the different things you can do. Very good game, but all the Ender Dragon stuff and the beginning, middle, end game thing, that's not even really part of Minecraft, is it? How would you even find that out in-game, that that's a thing that you could do? If you gather the Ender Pearls and then the eyes and then they'll take you to a special place, you just gotta look that up online. So, yeah. We just gotta, now that we know where we are, let's make it better instead of just saying, it's good enough. Which is what we're getting out of game development. Rune Antilles, I like crowdfunding to an extent. Unorthodox games get funded and player have more input into the process. Yes, these are the pros, and we've gotten a lot of good things out of crowdfunding. We've gotten a lot of really good things out of we've gotten a lot of good things out of crowdfunding that could have been really good. Is what I'm... Before you just hope the devs made something you like. True. What about Civilization? I'd love to listen to Paul ramble about Zen and play a great game of Civ. I never understood or got into Civ. I came to Civ 5, and I'm just like, okay, I'm doing all the things the game is telling me to do. My advisors are saying to do this. I keep doing it, and it's like, am I playing the game, or is the game playing me? What is the point? Why am I could never, break into it. Capitalism screws up crowdfunding, says Mage Lord Exelberth, as it does everything it touches. A world where polished AAA titles compete with unfinished but original crowd-funded things is probably the best possible world. New ideas can pop up, then get developed as copies, says Rune Antilles. Yes, the AAA industry can then, carbon copy it and put the final polish on, I suppose. There's actually a specific point in that level where the player is almost guaranteed to jump on top of an enemy, says Kalegram. The original Mario level that I was talking about? Yeah. Yeah, Cheer 5, have you watched Aaron's sequelitis series? I've seen some of them. Some of them. I don't think I've watched all of them. I haven't gone through specifically to watch all of them. But yeah, I've seen Aaron's stuff. Please, Pawn, do that, says a guy called Pie. What? Do what? Oh, it's been ages since I've been talking about nothing in particular. RimWorld? RimWorld was another game stuck in alpha forever that I got bored with waiting for it to go anywhere. KSP was crowdfunded, says a guy called Pie. Minecraft was crowdfunded? Well, they were alpha early access. I mean, $40 or something for KSP and for all those years that it was out. So yeah, I guess you'd call that would be crowdfunded. Not necessarily like a Kickstarter, but it's still in the realm of, crowdfunding. Do you like what we're doing? And if you do, would you mind giving us some money so we could keep doing it? The building is working just fine in Subnautica. A new player is going to collect all the required items and then build the module. He doesn't even know he could start the building process without having all the items in the inventory. Yes, I do. Looney 700, I knew that. I did that during this live stream. So you're speaking very directly about something that you apparently didn't even notice when I was doing it. Yeah, it's not that you can't do it. It's that they've communicated it in the worst possible way. In a, we didn't think about design way, Looney 700. I already, listed, maybe you want to go back since you missed the other part. Already listed 4 alternatives that are all improvements, from color coding to just showing you the things that you still need to build to not even having it display at all, and then you just have to go back and forth and figure out what you need, which is kind of the situation that it gives you right there. To using all of the components that you have to build it, and then only leaving the one that you don't have in your inventory, and then just saying that. Those are 4 things, and that's just the beginning of all the better ways that you could implement that system. Small thing, not a big deal, not a Subnautica isn't playable because of this. I figured it out. I knew that it was probably titanium, but I stopped and paused because that looked like the worst way that you could possibly implement it. I learned how to play Civ 5 by doing the tutorial in Civ 4, lol. I think, my impression of when I tried to get into Civ 5 was that you really want to have played the Civs before. Or at least one of them or something, because it's already defined, and I'm sure they don't want to waste their time introducing it's the 5th version of the game, and I'm just sitting there going, okay, I don't know, I'm doing all the things you tell me to, I don't know where I'm going or why I'm going there, but here I am. I still haven't come up with a good Kickstarter scam, says Pi. You'll get there. Glue 2 things together and call it a life hack, says Parallel. Good idea. KSP was free at some point, and 2D, says Renantilles. Really, was it? I came on board at the point 0.24 or 0.024? Yeah, I came on back then. And it's amazing all the things that they managed to get in there, but it was always it did the thing that I have seen so often and that I hate in early access crowdfunding things, which is that you get people on board and then you just keep shoving features in, and shoving features in, and shoving features in, and at some point, you realize, or the players realize, there's not a game in here. I thought you were going somewhere with it. Did you consider building a game? Pizza Good. I started Civ with Civ 3, and it seems very clear the tutorials in later games sucked. Did it? I don't know. Then 3D, and it was $10 for Rune Antilles says. I'm pretty sure when I bought into it, it was like 35 or 40 when I bought in at 0.24. It's been cooking a long time, says Rune Antilles. Yeah. Civ 4 was just enough to get me started that I learned on my own. I remember the 2D version, says Pi. I do not. Pawn, you have played this game before. That's the part where you weren't paying attention, which I mentioned before. Huh? No, Pawn, you have played this game before. That's the part where you weren't paying attention, which I mentioned before. Huh? When you're not paying attention, don't, point at me and say you're not paying attention. I was building things, this game, this stuff. And the shitty palm trees. That was long ago. In KSP. Don't play the Civs, play the Sims 3, that is. Oh, really? The Civ franchise is like learning to play Go. It may sound simple, but the strategy is deep, says Rune Antilles. Yeah, and I got that, Rune Antilles, from playing Civ 5. I understood that there's a lot going on here, and the problem was I couldn't find a way in, clearly there's a lot of deep mechanics to what's going on here, and I played my first round, And I didn't even complete the whole thing because I was sitting there for like 3 hours, and at a certain point I'm just like, I don't know why I'm doing any of the things that I'm doing right now, and there's clearly like some serious tactical, strategy mechanics to this, and I have been playing this for 3 hours and don't feel as though they've been introduced to me, or that they've gotten through my thickness as of yet. I have to have off to work now. Happy streaming, Pawn. Good night, Pizza Good. I got into KSP at 0.16, says Macrior. But Civ is one of the all-time biggest dump of hours I have played. Just one more turn, just one more turn. You thought you knew what you were doing, but you didn't. That's like pressing random buttons in Mario and wondering why Mario isn't moving right. Yeah, but you wouldn't do that in Mario Looney 700, which is what we've been talking about if you were paying attention. That, there's only so many buttons to press, and the designers designed the game so that you would learn it all by pressing the buttons. I don't know what you're saying. You didn't know you were pressing random buttons. And what is it that I didn't know what I was doing? You've lost the argument, Looney. Concede. You got into KSP before I did. I bought 0.17. Well, I've finally caught up to chat. We've come to the end of it. We need a better games industry. We need a better indie games industry that focuses on design and polish and thinks things through and takes the time to get things right. Subnautica, not a bad game, but I do find myself after 5-6 hours stranded in the gameplay where I can just, keep exploring, which would be fun enough, but, it swept the legs out from under me when it crashed and there's no autosave system. And there was an autosave system and they gutted it for the release. That hurt a lot, and then, and from that point, it's just the little things start mounting, and I didn't pay money for it, so, I don't want to get into another game where I'm sitting here looking at all the rough edges because the gameplay isn't holding it up. Got to a certain point in the story that doesn't connect because we haven't found the other pod yet, or we did, but it didn't mark it, and I don't know where it is, so I can't use that to track back to it. There's a disconnect point in the story in the first 4 or 5 hours of gameplay. I came upon it. I'm here. Game crashed. Save file. I don't want to play anymore. So there we go. Agreed, we need a better games industry, but until we topple capitalism, we're stuck with the one we have, says Mage Lord Exelbirth. I was watching a friend play it on an earlier version. Actually, the autosave hasn't existed for a long while, it seems, says Mage Lord Exelbirth. I don't understand why you would get rid of it, why you would take something out that was working. I never got that ever in these, games that try and hide the systems and make it so you can't cheat. If you're just playing the game yourself, the only way that if you choose to cheat, you've cheated yourself. You're not fooling anybody but you. Why are you putting effort into obfuscating your save file systems and encoding and encrypting and making sure that we don't, Especially when you've got like a regular, at any point in the game I can click escape and save, but you took an autosave feature out of the game? Why? It is only an improvement to have it. And because you didn't have it, we went from I was playing the game. If that wouldn't have happened, I probably would have been like, alright, well, we're making progress, I would have stumbled upon all these little, things that I can needle and go, what about that game? What about that? Escape and tab. What about this? That I can do that for. I would have come upon them all, but we wouldn't have lost an hour and 20 minutes. We'd be sitting here right now instead of having been staring at me for the past half hour. We'd have finished building the base. We'd be exploring those caves with the worms and finding more diamonds and moving on to the next technology. Why do you take things out? Why would you reduce the features of your game? Let's get rid of this handy thing for if the game crashes. That's a waste. When building your first diving suit, your first tools, your first food, you always need to have all the parts. That's what the game teaches you, and that's how the habitat builder works as well. But it doesn't. You can place the object and then half-build it, and you don't need to have all those parts. So, I wasn't pointing that out as an inconsistency, but Looney, you just have. Get all of the things together and don't allow me to build it until I've got all of the things. That's another mechanic, Looney, that they could have used, which would have made more sense than allowing you to partially build and then give you a list of all the things that you need, even though some of them are in your inventory, some of them aren't. That's a good idea, Looney700. Why not follow the setup that they already have for all of the building outside of the Habitat Builder and require you to have it all before you can do any of it? But they didn't do that either. Thank you for the cheers. Catwalk in, Sister Mason? Yes, he knows it's the end of the live stream. He can hear me wrapping up. He's really, like, he knows at the end of every live stream. Like, I will turn everything off and I'll stop talking and he knows. Oh, he's shut up finally. Alright, I can go in there. The reason it was removed is because it removed the tension of exploration. So you can manual save, but it takes effort, says Gohan0646. I don't agree. Like, that's you know, that's a point upon which that's subjective. We can agree to disagree kind of thing. But I've always been against, not just in Subnautica, I've always been against this idea of, you know, like, if you're playing a hardcore mode, then hardcore mode. And what I've learned every time I've tried to play a hardcore mode in a game, don't play hardcore mode. Because 9 out of 10 games that I've played that have a hardcore mode in them will eventually bug out, glitch up, crash while you're playing it. You'll die for a reason that even the game didn't intend, and then you're stuck in this hardcore mode save. So, like, I've played XCOM in hardcore mode, and it was horrible. And I immediately stopped doing that because the game wasn't stable enough to support a hardcore mode. Subnautica just lost me an hour and 20 minutes worth of gameplay because it's not stable enough to have a hardcore mode. And when you've got a save feature like this, you've basically got, you know, that shoved down your throat. Here's my suggestion for how to maintain that, you know, I'm going to lose this progress, okay, but also, like, back up the autosaves, which is what I assumed it was doing in the first place, before it or right after it crashed. One of my first things was, okay, what you do is you have, when the game closes, it goes through a bunch of processes, and at the end, the last thing that it does is it marks in a config file, game closed successfully, true. And then, when you load the game up, knowing the game can close successfully last time, you don't show any of the autosaves in there. You just show the saves that the player has made. Okay? But, if the game doesn't go through that finishing and closing thing and doesn't put that mark in the config file, game closed successfully false, if when you open it up, that tick is there, then the game reports, we show that the game crashed last time, here's your last autosave. Ta-da! I didn't invent it, it's been done a million times before. And there's a reason, because it feels really shitty to lose an hour and 20 minutes of an autosave, of a game, when there was no reason for it. And hence, I don't think we're coming back to Subnautica on the streams. Cheer 10, same reason there's no quick save in Darkest Dungeon. Okay, does Darkest Dungeon crash? Cheer 5, I don't agree, that's what hardcore mode is for, says Parallel. Yeah, I mean, there's a way to do this where you're... I don't understand why you take an autosave system out. You could even have it like we were assuming, where the autosave never even appears in-game, which I think is a bad idea, but that's just opinion. But it's making autosaves, and then if the game crashes, the player knows that they can go, or they can find out that they can go into the autosave files, and they rename it, and then put it in place, and then it will appear as a regular save. Like, the fact that they had a system for this, and then they ripped it out, is taking out a feature that was a good thing. And they could have implemented it, again, half a dozen different ways, at least, to maintain all of the different facets that they think are important, that I can disagree with, but, you know, it's just a subjective thing. There's no objective truth here on what's the best system. They yanked it out completely. There was definitely a better implementation, where you're still backing up players' saves, where if the game crashes, you don't just lose everything, and lose heart, and not want to play it anymore. Which is where I'm sitting right now. They could have let you turn autosave off in the menu, says Lofi Loop. Yeah, that's another thing, you know? You could have autosave on or off. I mean, that's why I say, like, the whole idea, it's subjective, it's my opinion, but my opinion is, you know, the idea that you're stuck and you're going to lose the progress, and, you know, that there's a loss of tension if you've got an autosave system in place. I don't think there is, because that's like a player's choice, whether to use the autosave system. And I think in, like, every single circumstance, if a player gets into a situation where, you know, something really messed up in the game, they're not going to go, well, I want to play hardcore, so I'm not going to use the autosave. No, you're going to go, fuck, game. You just crashed out. Oh, thank God there's an autosave. You're going to use that. Having autosaves for, like, you made a bad choice, and now that's a different thing. But it's still up to the player to say, okay, do I want to revert to the autosave and know that I'm kind of cheating or not? If the player wants to cheat, let them cheat. If that's how they're going to have fun in your game, that's all you should be concerned with as a game developer. I want you to have fun here. Do you like cheating? Here you go. Why should I stop you from having options in the game that you paid for? Probably got rid of autosave due to people encountering game-breaking bugs, resulting in far, far more than 1.5 hours of lost gameplay. They got rid of autosave due to people encountering game-breaking bugs. You mean like you come upon a game-breaking bug, or the game-breaking bug triggers when the autosave triggers, and then your save is now overwritten, and... I mean, that's just a matter of implementing a save system properly, you know? The player's saves should always be saved. Autosaves shouldn't just stack. You can stack them, but, you know, in other words, they shouldn't overwrite each other. If you're worried about save game space and having those big stacks, then you have like 10 deep or something like that. And if you have a game-breaking bug that happened right at an autosave, then you just go back to the next one, or you've got the player save. That's just a matter of designing a good save system. The partial build is great features for advanced players, but you don't have to use it, says Looney700. Yes, in Gohan 0646, it autosaves your inventory each time you enter and leave a base. This means you can go out and explore, and if you die, your items are still safe. That's a good feature, Parallel. Since they do have a mechanic for losing your items in the game, that if you've been to the base, but you didn't dump all of your items off, that's very cool. That's thoughtful. That's the kind of mentality that I would have liked to see extended to, you know, the other parts that I'm bitching about here. There's no reason it shouldn't also autosave your progress every single time as well. Wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't, I mean, it could hurt because it would, like, stop the game. You know, I'm autosaving, kind of thing. So you want to limit how often you do that, but you put it on a timer. It's just a matter of, like, coding right, you know? It's a matter of understanding how games are built and how save systems work and doing them properly. But the fact that they had one and ripped it out is just ridiculous. Speaking of game design, are you a Switch owner, Pawn? The newest Zelda is very open with very little hand-holding. I'm not. I don't have Switch. My buddy Greg has he doesn't have the Switch. He's got the Wii U, and that Zelda is also out. The new Zelda is out for the Wii U, and he got really deep into. I mean, everybody got really deep into it. Apparently, it's a great game. Where, you know, even the grinding, just crossing landscapes and stuff is somehow fun enough to, like, keep it going. And that is game design right there. When, like, 70% of your game comes down to walking from place to place, and you can make that work. Like, there is so much to be talked about in the new Zelda in terms of game design. The fact that they give you all these different travel mechanics, you get the flying thing, you get you can ride on horseback, the climbing. And one of the big things that I brought up, I believe, in my review of Luna Passage, is that little stamina bar. That little stamina bar. When you're doing nothing in Zelda and you're just traveling across the hillside, there's nothing to interest you, and you've seen this scenery all these times before, you've done this a million times before. The fact that you have that little stamina bar filling and unfilling, and you're managing that stamina bar, is a mini-game that you are playing at every moment that can constantly be used to kind of distract you from the fact that you're doing the same thing over and over again. You've still got something to do other than just hold up, you know? That little touch, that kind of little thing is... If Zelda didn't have that, I would imagine the entire world would have a different opinion of it. You put the entire new Zelda out there, whatever it was called, Wind Waker? Whatever the name of it was, and you take out just that stamina system, and it would not have been the massive hit that it is, because people would have been, you know, the words you would have heard was grinding, oh my god, this world is beautiful, but it's so friggin' large, but because you got that little stamina bar filling and unfilling, something that gives you player agency, that makes you feel like you're doing something original, unique, new every time that you're moving across the map. Where did I leave off in chat here? How long has Subnautica been in development? I see people asking about the lack of autosave going back to February 2015. Really? Because there was one by 2016. I've got the... No, that was... Wait, am I confused? Did they not have autosave ever? And what I've been thinking is autosave was, Planet Base the whole time? So they never had autosave. That's better. That's better if that's true. Have I been just making these because I looked at Planet Base instead of Subnautica? And so I was like, yeah, there's an autosave feature here. Maybe that's what I've been doing with that, and thinking that they had autosave. It's better that they didn't have an autosave and never put one in. Because that's just, you know, we're lazy and not stupid. but yeah, a game that's in alpha this long that doesn't have an autosave feature is not a good idea, especially in this era of gaming. But yeah, I think that's what we've been doing. I've been assuming there was an autosave, also based on the fact that when I was like, oh, hopefully there's an autosave, you guys were like, yes, there's an autosave, I'm sure of it. And we went looking and didn't find any autosave feature. Cheer 5, look in The Sims. It's common for people to lose 300 hours of progress unless you've got third-party mods that un-F the game and massively improve performance, as a guy called Pie. Yeah, started in 2013. Wow, Subnautica development started in 2013. 100 hours, 200 hours, 300, as much as you want, says a guy called Pie. I've heard stories of people losing several dozen generations of Sims. That'll have to be at least 1,000 hours. Good God. Guy called Pie cheering 5, just to cheer 5, just to get me. Oh, F. Oops. No, it's fine. You can keep accidentally cheering. Yeah, that's the thing, is like modern era gaming, like it shouldn't even be a question. It's not even a thing anymore, is it? Autosave. It's just in there. Unless it's part of the game mechanic that it never autosaves because it's like a roguelike, because permadeath is part of the game. But other than that, you know, I mean, Kerbal makes you F5 and F9. At least they've got an F5 and an F9. You know? Tab out and escape and hit save every time. You just, okay, F5. Plus you get used to it in that game because it messes up so much, or you mess up so much. Subnautica is not a game that I would think to, ooh, I better save now. And I don't want to get to that point with this game either. Actually, Subnautica was first released December 2014. I'm thinking there was never an autosave then, given people were asking about it within the first 2 months of it being on early access. Possibly. I seem to remember an autosave from when I played Subnautica, says Rune Antilles, so we're still not sure. When you went into and out of a base. Well, they definitely got an autosave for your inventory, at least if Parallel is to be, you know, trusted here. So, yeah, it's... They totally could have. I mean, maybe they're thinking it's a huge world and maybe they're saving all of the... Maybe they got an inefficient way of saving the map. And so making autosaves would be a lot of huge files and a lot of redundancy. But there's ways to do that, you know, with saves. Instead of... you do differential saves, you know? You have autosaves that save... You go from, like, the last point the player actually saved, and then what has changed since then. What has, you know... what items have been taken off the map, and you just mark those down in the save, and you stack those up. There's ways to do it. There's no reason why they can't implement it, is what I'm saying. Or why they shouldn't have. You go into a base, it saves your inventory, you go out, die, respawn in the base with the items in your inventory. Anything new collected gets dropped, says Parallel. The Sims is an EA game, wouldn't expect any less than utter bullet poopy. Wait, you're still going, says Cavoodle? Yeah, I'm still jawing on about games development because we're having a nice conversation. This is fun for me. When people are talking and I get to comment on it. I remember closing the game and losing 3 hours of progress because I didn't use the exit game button, says Parallel. Oh, you just went up and right-clicked on the X? And the X didn't... Did it offer you, like, a, save menu? That's another, like, big thing that you need to... There's so many huge little things about game design, that because I've been doing this for 5 years and because I've tested a bunch of friggin' games, and played a bunch of them, you know, going into the options and trying to get things to record in 1080p mode. Just give me a 1920 by 1080p that works, please. And I used to be on the other monitor, which was a 1920 by 1200 monitor. So if I just told it to go into full screen, and I told it use full screen 1920 by 1080, it would not change the monitor into the 1080p mode. It would just leave it in 1200 mode and go to full screen in 1200, even though I had the option. I told it, no, play it in this mode. It didn't do it right. So many games were like that. So many games are like that. And I think it's actually Unity, because so many games are built on Unity. I don't think Unity is very well built for understanding the various scenarios for resolution. So nowadays, whenever I do a game, I've gotten very used to it. I'm going to play a game on a live stream. I install it, and then I immediately go to the options and give it the code to open up in a borderless window, full screen thing. Because it's best for me. It forces it to, actually work for the live stream, forces it into a 1080p window when I set the settings. That seems to work relatively consistently across games. But these little things that game developers aren't thinking about and haven't tested, it's like you really need to, when you're done with the game, when you think you're done with the game, you really need to spend month after month after month floating this past as many people as you can before you call it a release. And then you need to actually listen to the feedback. And that's the problem. Because, that's part of the problem. Again, with the crowdfunding, early access kind of games, you get a lot of feedback from the community. Problem is, a lot of the feedback is stupid. And doesn't understand what it's talking about. And doesn't understand, how games are being developed. And is, recommendations for things that you are way off of putting into the game. We are miles from that. We just got to this point. And so you get to the point where you're just kind of filtering it all out, and it's really hard to separate valid complaints and valid bug reports from things that are just people being people. And honestly, I think there's a good system that needs to be made, a good web interface for developers, that would log bugs and track them, and then only show the developers. It would be like a big filter. Everybody post all your bugs and all your complaints and all your suggestions here. And then the developers would never ever look at that. Don't ever look at the big pile, because the big pile is full of a lot of shit, and it's really going to aggravate you, and it's going to annoy you, and it's going to make you take feedback as something to dismiss most of the time. So you design a system where everybody puts their feedback in, everybody puts their bugs in, here's the place to report, and then on the back end of the system, it says, okay, it does an intelligent, maybe even learning AI kind of thing, but it does an intelligent process of matching issues that are probably the same issue, and counting them up, and weighting them, and that sort of thing, and then the developer can say, I only want to see issues that there are at least 15 people complaining about, and then it'll throw it all down. And it may not be perfect, it may not match all of the issues correctly, but based on the words that were used in a bug or in a suggestion, it'll take the least likely word in that article, the one that isn't just used in common, parlance, and then say, okay, if I find that word, and, it would take some work to, develop it, but it could be developed. And I think that's what developers need, is a filter for their bug reports that does better than what they have right now, which is, forums and systems where people report bugs, and maybe they even stack, but it's usually on the user to stack the things, and so you end up with a lot of duplicates, and it's just a big mess, and you can't take it seriously, and you end up just having to kind of ignore most of it. I think developers need a resource like that, and I think there's a money-making opportunity for anyone who wants to work on that and make that thing. Presuming it doesn't already exist. I don't think it does, because I've never seen it before. The funny thing is that The Sims is pretty un-effy otherwise. It's EA's biggest franchise. Most of the time it seems they don't F with it too much. I'm just scrolling. I've lost chat because I launched into that little diatribe there. Microtransactions, Sims. In terms of resolution and aspect ratio, I'm pretty sure I've seen both of those options in various games these days, says Phoenix Within. That's the problem, is that, I'll have all of the options that I could possibly want, and the game will not do what it says it does. Because I've got a 1920 by 1200 screen, and then I tell it full screen 1080, and so it goes to full screen 1200. Huh? And then there won't be a borderless window version, or, in fact, Planet Coaster's got options that, I swear, the first couple of times I loaded up, I switched it back and forth, I told it, be in full screen, and it went into full screen windowed. Where it's borderless window mode. And I went to the other one and went into full screen. And resolution, I've been doing it for 5 years. Trust me, if if you aren't just saying, please play this game in full screen because that's how most people play it, if you're doing anything that isn't like the 80 percentile situation, which is what I do because of the recordings and the live streams and stuff like that, it doesn't work because they didn't test it, because they didn't, because most people aren't using it. Most people, it's just 1080p and multiple monitor setups that screw up games. I've had it all. It's really... It's a bugbear for me as a person who makes videos around games that resolutions are not consistent across games. They're on sale most of the time. You can buy contact pants on Steam. Window mode. Accidentally click close the program instead of entering a menu in the top right corner of the screen, Sister Macian. Right. And that's another little thing. Like, that should be a bug that gets back to them, and they should, like, respond to that. They should go, yeah, okay, I need to go into, the Windows API where I'm wrapping this thing and say, if somebody clicks the X button and I haven't got a save state, then don't fucking close the game. Pop open a window saying you're about to close the game. Are you sure? Which can be done. It can be done. You say, but that's the game engine is separate from and the extra... It can be done. It's a computer. I can make auto hotkey do it if I have to. It can be done. You just have to care. Funny thing about the resolution, saying the resolution is within the first 10 lines of code when programming a new game engine, says Looney700. Ugh. I got like a third of the DLC from Humble Bundle. Okay, we're talking about that. I gotta catch up to your cheers. I'm scrolling past the single line comments so that we can get up to Parallel Cheering 5. You want to hear a rant about screen resolution? Civ 6. It doesn't fit the UI onto my screen. I can't change the resolution. I had to go into a folder and manually change the UI scale, a function available for only 4K TV, and override it in the folder to make it work and fit on my TV. Yes, that is what I get from the games industry most of the time around resolutions and things. XCOM and Firaxis is the worst for it. You tell them to put it into a 1920 by 1080 window, just a window, windowed mode, not borderless window, just a window. What you get is a window that is like 1896 by 1056 or something like that. They decided that what you meant, in contrary to all games that have ever done this before them, they decided that if you want a 1920 by 1080 windowed, what you mean is that should include the title bar and the sides. So the title bar and the sides are 1920 by 1080, and the actual gameplay area is not within that space. It's not even 16 by 9, in fact. When you ask it for 1920 by 1080p windowed, you don't even get a 16 by 9 resolution out of the fucking game. Because they decided that you wanted something that you didn't want. Their full screen barely works, too. Cheer 10, my monitor is 1920 by 1200 and 16 by 10 as well. I definitely have games that will stretch the 1080 resolution up to 1200. Pisses me off, says Phoenix Within, right? Right? It's those low percentage situations that, just don't get addressed. And it's so crazy because you'd think resolutions are something that game developers don't even need to worry about and shouldn't have to be worrying about, and it should just be plug and play. There's a DLL and you just shove it in there. There's a downloadable script and you just put it in there and it's already been taken care of. Like fonts and ASCII codes and stuff like that. Like it should just be done. You don't have to worry about it. Managing time zones. If every programmer had to write a thing for managing the various time zones and keeping track of that across from applications, it would be an impossible world to live in. And also, only a third of them would work right, because there's so much going on with the world's time zones, depending on who you are and where you are, and there's so many low percentage instances where, because you live on this side of town, you and your side of town keeps time differently than the other side of town. There's so much stuff like that. So people have just built, they did it right. There's been a consistent effort by a number of coders to get it right once, and then you just go, oh, thank you for having done this right. Chunk. Now I don't have to think about it. And you would think screen resolutions would fall into that category. Because it's a simple thing. The screen can be any of these size. The game needs to fit in these different ways. Full screen windowed, borderless. That's it. Those are all the options. But somehow, it seems like every game designer ends up having to come up with their own solution, or the built-in solutions just aren't good in the first place. There's so many things that you really shouldn't have to think about in 2018 when you're designing a game. That end up with, you know, people like us struggling to get the game to just, you know, editing friggin' INI files in order to force it into 4K window mode, and then changing what the resolution is for 4K window mode so that you can, and then they get the UI to be the proper size. Have we managed to add an hour onto the stream just ranting about games while throwing money at Pawn on occasion? This is fun. We should do it more often. Yeah, Spirital. Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. Tier 15. I've seen massively multiplayer online games where there's a billion pieces of UI on screen, all of which can be manually moved and rescaled, and why the F is that design philosophy, carried over to more things? Not carried over to more things? Give me control. If something doesn't work or fit right, let me control how it looks and fits, says Parallel. It can all be done. It just depends on what your game designer cared about, and what they thought about, and what was, you know, what they felt was important, and what they wanted to spend their time on. And, you know, it's not like... this isn't really a game design issue. This is a humanity issue. This is a people and their jobs issue. Because, you know, you get half-assed things that people didn't really care that much about from people who don't care about their jobs and who are fine doing things half-assed. It's a people issue, you know? I can't call the city of Detroit water and sewage company and actually get someone to pick up the phone. I'll be on hold for 55 minutes. Why? Because it's not important to them. Because the people working there and the people running that think that's acceptable. That's fine. Calling a public utility service hotline, not being able to get through to anyone for over an hour, then being forced to actually go physically to the building where they are, and then being in a line with, like 50 other people per hour, per 2 hours, because they don't move 50 people through, who also couldn't get anyone on the phone, and the only way that they can do something with the water in Detroit is to literally go there and sit and wait for an hour and a half to get up and find out that, oh, you didn't bring the right form. You're going to have to go over to that building first, and that sort of a thing. It's people accepting, good enough. Good enough. Doesn't really matter. I'm busy. We need to sell this thing. There's money involved. I can't be bothered. Ship it. Ship it. Ship it. We're done. Let's move on. You never get things that are refined, like, at this era in gaming, big studios should be taking the things that they've already done in previous games. We've got menu systems, we've got overlays, we've got message systems, we've got network stuff, we got the resolution panel, we got all this stuff. It all already works. Take the guts, put it here, and then just change the graphics. Change the way it's presented. That's how it should work, and in many AAA games, I hope, and I don't know, but in many, I would hope that that's the way it works. But the kind of games that we get these days, it really does not look like it. It looks like they are building everything from scratch every single fucking time, doesn't it? Because how do you mess this up? How have you still not figured this out? I think they did figure it out. Somebody figured it out long ago, and then somebody came in and decided to write it all from scratch, reinvented the wheel, then got bored, didn't finish, didn't test, never really cared. Other people said, it doesn't work for me, and they said, oh, fuck you. And then we get this. We get what we get these days. It's a people issue. Because people don't so much care about what they're doing, they care about what they can get from what they're doing. You know? It's craftsmanship. It's caring about your trade. It's doing what you're doing because you'd be doing it anyway. I think most people today are doing what they're doing because there's a paycheck involved. And they wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't a paycheck involved. And that's really the heart of the problem. Yeah, we brought it down to Zen. My favorite experience when I have to create a password before I could select my keyboard layout. You really think they would have figured that one out by now? My favorite experience is parallel, having 2 options for keyboard layout with no option for manual input. Huh? What's this? The video game Subnautica depicts an alien planet It never worked, not if it has to run on PC, PS4, Xbox. What didn't? What's that? And what's a guy called Pie linking to on Reddit? Subnautica depicts an alien planet. I mean, we're sitting here doing nothing anyway. We'll have a look. What is this? There's spoilers here. With many exotic underwater ecosystems, one of these is a lava zone where molten lava stays in liquid form under the sea. Is this possible? I don't know. I don't care. I don't want spoilers for the game I'm probably not going to come back to. Well, I guess we've come to the end of the live stream, even though I don't want it to end. This has been fun. Is it sad that I get more fun sitting here, like, talking about whatever it is we've been talking about, bitching, honestly, that I get more fun, like, talking with you guys about these issues and feel more resolved and satisfied than when we play the games? Because I do. I do. This has been very fun for me. I hate for it to end. Anything else I could dredge up and bitch about? Maybe I could kind of wrap it up on some kind of positive note of, please, for the love of God, people, young people in particular, choosing your life's paths, looking down the road and saying, you know, I'm going to university soon, or I'm in university and I'm choosing what I'm going to do. Please, 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 choose something that you would be doing even if you weren't going to university. You know, choose something that you would be doing in some capacity even if you couldn't get the education and couldn't get the job. Please do not choose to do things that maybe you're just good at them, but don't enjoy them that much. But you're good at them. You know, they seem easy to you. So, you know, easy money. Please don't do that. Please don't choose careers based off of where you think the money's going to be in the next 10 to 15 years. Please don't do that. Please don't waste your fucking life by choosing to follow down a path that you have really no interest in, other than that, you know, it'll be monetarily stable. Please don't do that. 2 reasons. 1, you've wasted your fucking life. 2, the things that you will do in the industry where you don't really care because it was never your thing, but there was money there and you were good at it naturally, are going to be shit. And we're going to have to slog through your mess because you didn't care. Because you never cared. Please, please, do the things in life that you find interest in. And very often you won't know what you have interest in when you're trying to choose, like, career paths and what I'm going to go to university for and things like that. And that's fine. Go explore the things that you think you might have interest in. And don't be committed to any of them, and don't get locked into one of them that you're only kind of halfway about. Please do you and care. Find something you can care about. Because whatever it is that you care about will get good shit out of you. You will make a serious contribution to the world out of that. We don't need any surgeons who are in it for the money. It's going to be a lot of dead people, is what I'm going to say. Even if they're really good at it, they're going to be bored. And then people are going to die. We don't need that. Well, bitch about Star Trek or Trump or capitalism. Fawn needs to rant about how there are no new episodes of The Orville yet. Aren't there? I never even caught up with this. I stopped watching after like episode 6 or 7. Not because it wasn't good, just because it got harder for me to watch television after my TV was destroyed, and I never... bitch about KSP failing to be a good game again. That's always fun. Cheer 186 Evenings with Fawn, game development, and what you can do to help. Fawn, when's this effing stream going to end? Should it end? Should it end? It's a 4-hour live stream as of now. And only, like, 2/3 of it were actually gameplay. Yes, I suppose we should be wrapping it up. Another thing about KSP. Please do something that you give a toss for, you know? And if you haven't found anything, just explore. Just explore, have fun, enjoy, taste test. And maybe you'll find something, maybe you won't. And you can spend your whole life taste testing. That'd be really fun, wouldn't it? Just bouncing around, trying this, trying that, and nothing quite wears perfectly, but it's all fun to wear. That'd be fine. And if you find something that wears perfectly, please do that. Please don't do the shit that, you know, seemed like, oh, there's you know, the nursing industry is always, that's always a big one. By the way, nursing, I'm thinking about getting into nursing. There's always opportunities. They always need nurses, always money in that. Jobs always in the paper for nursing. Please don't. We don't need any nurse ratchets. We don't need anybody who doesn't really give a shit but learned all the skills. This is the kind of... I mean, I don't want to... Subnautica is not a huge example of this. I just got to the point where I don't want to play it now. because it took so much away from me. But yeah, we get that too often. You know, we don't need any more people who don't actually care about what they're doing. Thank you. Pawn, it's Tuesday already, says Pi. Cheer 5. Nah, we just need a mid-rant break, and then we can continue, says Parallel. It's only like 8 p.m. for Pawn, that's right. None of you actually exist, though, Pawn included, says a guy called Pi. What? I'm the only real person here, says a guy called Pi. No. You can either believe that everyone is real, or that no one is, including you. You don't get to be the only real one. Your experience, oh, I guess you do. That's sociopathy, I'm pretty sure is what that's called. When you don't conceive of other people experiencing what you experience, you're the only one who's really real. Okay, I guess you can do that. And you know what I've heard, in terms of sociopathy? Good jobs for sociopathy, what they tend to find their way into? Surgeons. No joke. Top, like, 5 jobs that have sociopaths in them. Lawyers, surgeons, politicians, actors, and game designers. No, I don't know. 4 of those are right. They're in the top 10. Sociopaths become politicians, actors. I'm the main character of this show, says Parallel. Sure you are! Yep! All the cameras are pointed at you! The mosquitoes have cameras in them, and they're watching your every move and broadcasting them to all of us. On the outside, we're desperately interested in what you think about game design. CEOs! CEOs, says Mage Lord Exelbirth. And on that note, sociopath out!